And I think we're ready. I think we fixed the audio issues. If you can hear me and see me in the chat now, please let me know that everything is okay. I'm going to assume it is. And I'm going to switch over the chat there. That's better. Right, okay. So let's start again, and I will cut this out of the start of the video next time. So, hello everybody. My name is Paul Grogan. Welcome to the Gaming Rules live tutorial and playthrough video of Cooper Island. I'm going to be providing a full teach of the game tonight. 4 of my friends are here with us, and yeah, I'm going to be doing the tutorial, and then the 4 of you are going to play through it. I'm going to be assisting with any rules queries along the way. I won't really be giving you any strategic advice because I've only played the game once, although I did win. So do what I do. But yeah, is everything working okay? People can hear me? Yeah, it's all working fine. Thank you very much. Don't know what happened again. Done 3 live streams today. This is the 3rd one, and the other 2 went absolutely fine. Didn't change anything. And then the 3rd one, the audio went wrong. It's what happens. Maybe I shouldn't do 3 in a day. Anyway, so yes, what I was saying is thank you very much to Frosted Games and to Capstone Games for helping sponsor this video. And as always, thank you very much to all of my Patreon supporters for help making this and a lot of the other content that I make possible. If you just want to learn how to play Cooper Island, just watch the start of this video. And hopefully I'll cover all of the rules as we go. I might forget a little one, which I might have to sneak in as we play. But Matthias is here from Frosted Games as my safety net should I get anything wrong. But hopefully I won't. And that's everything. Now, just in case, turn on your Klingon subtitles, because even though we'll get the rules right tonight, somebody might make a misplay which might get spotted later on. So turn on your Klingon subtitles and I will annotate the video with any notes. Right, I'm going to switch over to the multi-camera setup, which is this one. And the chat is working, which I can see. So lots of people are here. For those people in the chat who are watching, and for people here, Andreas Odenhal, otherwise known as Oda, is the designer of the game. So he's here in the chat. Jason's here. Excellent. Thank you very much, Jason. Matthias is here. Nafmi's here. Yeah, lots of people are here, which is great. Now, the scroll isn't working. But anyway, right. So let's crack on. I'm going to need my glasses on. I will first of all give you a thematic introduction to what the game is, and then we'll dive into the rules. So, Cooper Island. When I awoke in the early morning, I noticed that Cooper was gone from my cabin. Cooper's a dog, by the way. I stepped out onto the weather deck and saw him standing on his hind paws, nervously peering over the railing. I scanned the distance, but could not make anything out. To calm Cooper, I patted his head and told him that nothing was there. But for the rest of that day, Cooper remained at his post, yapping savagely whenever the helmsman would try to change course, and only stopping when it changed back. Then, shortly before sundown, something appeared in front of us, the most beautiful island I had ever seen. We landed on its shore, and it instantly occurred to me that one day we would return to this heavenly place and settle here forever. So I meticulously recorded the location of the island in the marine charts and named it after its discoverer, Cooper Island. That was May 18th, 1765. Now, August 6th, 1771. Finally, I have made it back to Cooper Island, with Cooper still at my side. I brought 2 ships and many good workers with me, but our crew isn't the only one. Others have joined me on this auspicious journey with their own ships and workers, all wanting their share of paradise. But we split up before reaching the island, and while my crew and I set up camp on the southern peninsula, who knows where the others have landed. In any case, it's time to explore our new home and turn it into the flourishing place I have dreamed of for so long. Let's get to work. Right, so that is the introduction to the game. Let's go through what we can see on the board. Cooper Island. This is the main island in the middle, but there are 4 peninsulas. So each of you has your own peninsula. You will be doing stuff only on your peninsula, and the central part of the board is where you're going to be placing your workers to perform actions. The objective of the game, it plays over 5 rounds. We have 5 cargo ships there in a line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the harbour master is on the first one. At the end of each round, the harbour master will move to the next one. So that is the passage of time. We play for 5 rounds, and then we do scoring. There's no victory point track in this game, so points are scored at the very end of the game. Okay. There is an end game scoring card here, which tells you exactly how you're going to score, and we have a pad that we're going to fill in at the end of the game as well.
Good.
Now, one of the things that I like to do with these games, before explaining any of the rules, is actually cover the scoring. So that you know everything that I tell you, you think, oh yeah, I know why I want to do that, because that's going to get me points. Okay, so the first thing that's going to get you a lot of points is logbook tokens, which I've got off camera, but they're here. Each one of these is worth 5 points. Now, to give you an idea, in the game that I've played and the games that I've watched online, more than 50% of your score is going to come from these. Okay, so these are important. These are worth 5 points each. Okay. How do you get a logbook token? Is you move your ship. Each of you has 2 ships at your harbour. You have one with 1 sail that moves clockwise round, and one with 2 sails that moves counterclockwise. Each movement point, so let's say the game ended now, Rob, you get 1 point, because you have moved 1 space from the last logbook. But, if you just clip it on there, if you move 5 spaces, you'll notice 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a space, because you move from one sandbank to the next. 5 spaces gets you a logbook. So effectively, the logbook means I have moved 5 spaces with my boat. But the logbook also has a random bonus on the other side that you get when you take it. Right? So yeah, at the end of the game, every logbook token is worth 5 points, and every space you have moved beyond a logbook token is worth 1. Yeah. Right. So that's where you're going to get a lot of points from by moving your ships. And if you look at all of your boards and all of the icons, you will see there's like a captain's wheel with a number in it. That is movement points. Okay. That is how you move your ship. Right. That's the main way you're going to get points. That's 1A and that's 1B. Point number 2 are these cards here. These are the royal decrees. I think they're called royal decrees. Anyway, royal orders. Royal orders. You will have an opportunity during the game, not at the start, but later in the game, to place one of your workers onto one of those cards. Each card can only have 1 worker on it. That worker is gone for the whole game. Mm-hmm. It will get you the points printed on it. They all score points for achieving different things. I'll explain them a bit more later on. Okay. But essentially, end game scoring cards, 4-player games, so all 8 of them are available. That's step 2. Step 3, certain building cards, and there's 2 types of building cards. Some of them, and it's only a few, have a little white flag in the corner, and it will tell you how they're worth points. Not many. You might get 1 or 2 points from them, but they're worth points as well. Then at the end of the game, every 5 things you've got left is worth a point. So you will be gaining landscape tiles, you'll be gaining cartographer points, you'll be gaining money, you'll be gaining goods. Add it all together, divide by 5, and that's worth 1 point. And then finally, you can lose points by having these anchor tiles. Okay, you will get these anchor tiles during the game. You have a way of getting rid of them. But if you've still got them at the end of the game, every one is worth -1. Right, that is it. That is the scoring. Matt's watching with his dogs by his side. Excellent. Right. So, how do we play the game? So, there's 5 rounds. I've mentioned that there's 5 rounds. Each round consists of 3 phases. The phases are actually printed on your player board here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on Stephen's player board. You're playing black, if that's all right.
That's fine.
Which is this one. So the phases are actually printed on here. Okay. So if you look at the top, phase A, or is it called phases? Yeah, I think it's called phases. We'll call it phases anyway. Phase A is income. Everything you have on your player board with a hand underneath it, with an exclamation mark, right, is income. Yep. At the start of the game, you will notice in the very top left of your board, you have those 2. So at the very start of the game, in round 1, you're both, every player is going to get to do both of those things in any order. The way that you get more income is you'll notice you've got these ships. And one of the actions you can do in the game is to build a ship. And the ships will go on here. And if you'll notice, the ships all have a hand on them. So the hand basically will give you income. That's what happens in phase A, is you will get income. Again, I'll come back to that in more detail later on. But let's go on to phase B. Phase B is the main part of the game. And what's going to happen is, starting with the start player, which we haven't determined yet, they're going to place 1 worker, and you start the game with 2 available normal workers onto one of the action spaces on the central board. I'm just going to switch back to the full camera. So the central board, you will see, let's just zoom in a little bit on the central board. You will see that there are circular spaces around here. They are action spaces, and you can take an action by putting a worker onto a space and performing that action. There are 8 actions available to you in the game. You can use a space occupied by somebody else, but not by yourself. Okay? Just while we're here, you also, as the game goes on, you will get these square workers, which are called special workers. They can go on the square spaces, which also gets to do the same action, but with a bonus. So these are just better. Okay? So phase B, what's going to happen in phase B is the starting player will take 1 action. Then the second player will take 1 action, and it'll keep going round and round and round until every player has used all of their workers. Okay, you place the worker, you immediately perform the action. Then we're going to phase C. Phase C, if we go back to Stephen's player board, looks really complicated because it's got all of this on it. Okay, but actually it's all little steps. So we've got feeding your workers, and you can see here the cost of feeding your workers. So at the start of the game, the cost of feeding your workers is 2 food. But as you remove more workers from here, the cost will go up. You can then refresh some tiles, which I'll come to later on, and then you'll get bonuses for doing certain things, and then we'll move the harbour master down. So that's what happens in phase C. Okay, it's a bit of a reset. Certain things will give you bonuses, and then we'll move on. Right. Let's go back to phase A, which is income, and let's talk about the 2 things that you're going to be doing at the start of the game, which are these 2 things printed on your player board here. We also have Cooper Cam, which is this one for those people watching, because there's a 3D element to this game. So the overhead camera won't do it justice. In fact, we've lost a little bit of text saying Cooper Cam. There we go, Cooper Cam. That's Cooper Cam. Right. So what we have here, if we look at the second one first, that icon, no, sorry, the first one. Yeah, the first one, the one in the top left. Yep. What that means is you place one of your islet tiles, and you start the game with 6. Everybody has their own 6, and everybody has the same identical set of 6. You place one of them onto a water space of your peninsula. Now, there's a whole host of rules about where you can place it, but the first one that you place in the game must go on the right-hand side of your island, so it must go here. Okay, you can choose any one you want. The land part of the tile, people can't see. Let's just zoom out back to there. So the land part of this tile must be adjacent to one of your existing land tiles. You've got one at the start of the game. So in other words, it must go there. And the water part of the tile with the island on can either go there or there. And that is your only choice at the start of the game. Later in the game, like at the start of round 2, you could put this one here. Sorry, here. Or you could put it over here. You've got choices from round 2, but for round 1, your only choice is either there or there. But of course, you have a choice of which 6 you want. The only way you place these in the game is by this. So at the start of every round, you will place one of these on the board. There are 5 rounds in the game, and you have 6 to choose from. So one of them will not get placed. It helps you decide which strategy you don't want to do, and then don't put that one on the board. Okay. The other rule about placement is you cannot cover up both spaces of a water hex. The sandbank below always has to remain visible. So the next one, if you wanted to put it on this side, would go there like that. Okay? Now, these do 2 things. Well, they do one thing twice. The one thing that they do is printed on the island, and that is an immediate benefit immediately when you place it. Okay. Okay? Some of them are really simple, like this one gets you 1 money. This one allows you to take a landscape tile from the bag. We've got a lot of the components off camera, but we have a big bag full of landscape tiles. This one is remove one of the ruins tokens from your player board. You've each got 5 ruins. Come on to that later. This is you gain 1 cartographer point. These are your cartographer points here. You're going to start with some. This is either gain a gold or a cloth. And this is gain a food and either a wood or a stone. Okay, so you get the bonus immediately when you place it. You will also get the bonus again when your ship passes over it. Okay, so that's how you can get it a second time. But that is your first action that you will do, income step. The second one is place a landscape tile. And let's complete the setup. Take 2 out of there and put them in your area. Paul, do you want to decide on a random start player? Using whatever preferred method you want.
I'll use an app off camera.
Okay.
Oh, the double sided.
Because I can't find anything player pieces that are convenient to throw at things.
Forest and a mountain, or pasture and a
Yeah.
town.
So these landscape tiles that you're drawing,
Yep.
they are two-sided,
Yep.
and you can use either side.
Yep. Mountain and a pasture, forest and a town. So
Pick 2 the same.
Okay, so yeah, they just go there.
Yeah, I'm going first.
You're going first, so you get Cooper the dog.
how convenient. It's his special app.
So you start with 3
Just
cartographer
a
points.
picture saying Paul gets to go first.
Doesn't have to make it.
So you get 3 cartographer points. The player to the left also gets 3, and then the third and fourth players get 4.
Oh, I've got to have that.
There you go.
So, clockwise, was it you said?
Yeah, you both get 4.
4.
Yeah, so you two both get 4. Right, okay. So back to the income step. The second part that you're going to do at the start of every round is you're going to get to place one of your double landscape tiles onto the board.
Okay.
This is one of the main parts of the game. And there's a whole bunch of rules associated with this. First of all, it's got to go over land. You can't have it overlapping onto water.
Okay.
It must go touching at least one of your pieces. You listening?
You want to mention building rules of the tiles, you say, but that's what you're doing. So
So it has to go touching one of your pieces. You can't just suddenly go over here, right? You can either put it on 2 unexplored hexes like that. That's absolutely fine. Or you could put it like that. And if you do that, what's going to happen is you put a cube onto each. So that's a forest, so you put a wood cube on it. That's a settlement, put a cloth cube on it.
Okay.
Okay? That's one of the things you could do. However, another thing that you could do is you could cultivate the land. Now you can't do this at the start of the game, but let's say we're a couple of turns in, and let's say I'm just gonna. Can you pass me this? Right. Let's say you had this one. You could now do that, and that is why we need Cooper Cam, because you can actually stack them up. So the rules about stacking them up are it must go exactly over matching terrain, unless it's a settlement. Settlements can go on anything. But otherwise, so if you got something that's, yeah, so if it was like that, if you'd done that and we had a forest and a mountain, then you could do that. That would be totally allowed because the settlement can go on anything.
yeah.
But a forest must go on a forest, a mountain must go on a mountain, meadow must go on a meadow. Now, what's the point of doing that? Because when you do that, you still get 1 cube on there and 1 cube on there. But the value of a cube is equal to the level that it's on. So that is actually 2 wood. Well, it's a wood worth 2.
Yeah.
And a cloth worth 2. And the higher you go, the more valuable it is.
Okay.
Okay, so forests produce wood, meadows produce food, settlements produce cloth,
Mountains produce stone.
mountains produce stone when they're at level 1, stone when they're at level 2, and when they're at level 3 or higher,
Gold.
stone or gold. Your choice. So you only get to place cubes on it when you put the tile on the board. It will never produce again unless you then put another tile on top of it later on.
Okay.
Okay? Right. Now, I came across a new word yesterday, which is the word shim. Anybody know the word shim?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I didn't know the word shim. We're going to be using it a lot.
What does it mean then?
What does it
So
mean?
the slivers you put in behind
Yeah,
things,
exactly.
Had them out.
So,
Boy.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here to one of the anytime actions that you can do in the game, which is on your cartographer board. And I'm just going to quickly show Stephen's player board. These are the cartographer actions. You've got 4 cartographer actions available to you. Every one of them costs cartographer points. The rules about them is that you can only do them once in phase A, once per turn in phase B and once in phase C. And the leftmost cartographer action is shim, which is basically, if you'd spent that, because if there was a cube there you can't put it on, so if that had gone and you really wanted to put this on the board, not that one, this one, right, you can't, because so what you do is you shim, which basically means I will take a tile from the bag of the appropriate type, shim it in, cost 1 cartographer point, and then you can do that.
It didn't have to be that type, did it? Because that's a
it doesn't matter what type it is because you're not going to see it, but it says in the rulebook you should use the same type. It doesn't really matter.
Even if it's a colony?
It doesn't really matter because you're covering it over. Okay?
It's just good practice.
Okay.
Now, if the difference in size was 2, you can't shim. Yeah, you can only shim 1 tile. That is a cartographer action, and that's what you can do. Right. I think that is the building rules, sort of. So you get to do that at the start of every round. You get to place a free double landscape on the board, and that's how it works. So hopefully I've not missed anything else about the building rules, but that is one of the fundamental
Every time we're basically
building
playing
rules
two of
again.
these. We're placing one with an island and one that's land.
Yeah, in the income
One
phase,
just
at the start of every round, one of your islet tiles and one of the double landscape tiles.
Cool.
Okay.
They're optional. Now, you would never not place one of these. You might not place one of these if you don't have one.
Yeah.
So always try to end the turn
With at least one.
with at least one of them. You can perform your income actions in any order. So one of the boats that you can build will get you a double landscape tile from the bag. So if you've built that one, you can do that one first and then the other ones. Right, that is the income phase done. So now let's talk about phase B. So when we go to phase B, Paul's going to take the first action, and you're going to place one of your workers onto one of the 8 action spots around there. A, C, E, and G are all about landscape tiles, placing landscape tiles, or in the case of that one, moving your cartographer, right? The other ones, B, D, F, and H, all do different things. So I'm going to explain A, C, E, and G first. Right, A is take a double landscape tile out of the bag, or place a double landscape tile and get a cartographer point. Okay, now notice Cooper on here. The first player to go on here in that round will take the Cooper tile and will become the first player next round.
Okay.
Only for the first player that goes on there. While we're here, I am going to mention this, even though you're not going to have this at the start of the game. If you were to go on this space with a square worker, what it means is that it turns that slash into a plus. So you get to do that, and that, and that. Okay? Right, the next thing to explain is this one, which is take a double landscape tile out of the bag and place a double landscape tile.
Not necessarily the same one.
Not necessarily the same one. The square action space worker on here is activate the island ability of any island in play.
Ooh, 40.
Okay? Owned by any player. E. 3 cartographer points. So you move your little marker 3 spaces to the right. You can't go beyond 6. And take either a money or a cube. And at this point, I am going to mention storage. So if you look on your player board, you have 5 storage spots available to you. Whenever you gain money or a cube, you must put it on one of those storage spots. And if you don't have space for it, you lose it. So you are limited.
Can you
You'll-
switch it out?
No,
Okay.
no, you are not allowed to voluntarily discard one. You also notice that you've got 2 buildings here. If these were built, that will open up extra storage spaces for you. Now that's specifically using the word gain. There are other ways of getting cubes as well. I'll come on to that later on. But whenever you gain something, you put it on here. Money, by the way, is very tight in this game. You won't be getting much money at all. Right, so that's that. And this one is either take 2 landscape tiles from the bag or place 2 landscape tiles.
And the square is gaining extra cartography.
The square is getting an extra cartography
And
point.
this one.
The square there is get the income ability of any boat that's in play, owned by any player. Right, any questions about those actions?
Nope.
Right, next one, B. This is you buy one of your boats. So So each player has 6 boats. You've all got exactly the same 6 boats. The cost to buy them, again, I'll just zoom in here. You buy them in order from top to bottom, but which one you buy is completely up to you. So anytime you see a number in red, that's a cost. So your first boat will cost you 3 money and 1 wood. And what you do is you will choose which one you want. You'll put it here. 2 things happen. You get 1 helm point, which is a ship movement point, and you immediately get the bonus of that boat. And you will then get it every income phase after that. Okay? So that there is, take one of your boats, put it into there, and activate the ability of that boat straight away. And the square space, you get a discount of 2. Which could be 2 money, 2 wood, or 1 of each. Combination thereof. Matthias says you can build them in any order. Thank you very much for that. So you can build these boats in any order. Now the only reason you would want to do that, some of them have more movement. Thank you very much for that. I wasn't aware of that. So yeah, you can build them in any order. If you've got the extra money and you want the 2 movement points instead of the 1, then you can do that. Excellent. Right, that's building a boat. Next, we have this. Building a building. There's 3 types of buildings in the game. There's these small ones, these large ones, and there's your fortress. The cost to build them is shown, click, on your player board here. So the cost to build a small building is 1 money, 2 wood, 2 stone.
Oh.
Okay? The cost to build a large building is 2 money, 4 wood, 4 stone. And the cost to build your fortress is 6 wood, 3 cloth, 3 stone, and 3 gold.
Okay.
Right. Okay? So that's the cost to build them.
Yeah.
Now, what happens when you build them is you remove the piece from your player board and you then place it onto your peninsula. But the rules are you must place it on the highest level possible on an empty space of the highest level. If all of your highest level spaces still have cubes on, you can go to the next level down. But otherwise, you have to place it on the highest level.
It
Okay?
doesn't have to be a settlement.
Does not have to be a settlement. Placing the building will get you 1 helm point for a small building, 2 for a medium one, large one, 4 for the fortress. But if you do place it on a settlement, have a look at what's printed at the top. You get +1 movement point. So if you put the building in a settlement, which is the best place for the building, it's going to get you an extra 1 helm point. The downside is that hex is then occupied for the whole game. You then can't cultivate the land anymore. You can't put anything else on top of it.
Yeah.
Now, the small buildings, you might think, well, what do they do? Because getting 1 helm point doesn't seem worth it. But whenever you build a small building, you draw the top 4 of these building cards, you choose 1, you put it into play, you put the other 3 to the bottom of the deck. That is your special ability for the rest of the game. Each of the buildings has a card. I'm not going to go through any of these now. They're all fairly self-explanatory, but when you build one, you get a special ability. I don't know where we're going to put these cards. We're going to have to zoom out on camera. Large buildings, you get one of these. So again, draw 4, choose 1, put the other 3 to the bottom. These tend to be more powerful. Some of these have got once per round abilities on. We'll explain them when we get to them. The fortress, what the fortress does, when you unlock the fortress, it modifies the cost of the thing that I haven't explained yet. Okay, so that bit there suddenly becomes free instead of the normal cost. That's what building the fortress does. Right, that is that space there. Build a building, 2 cheaper if you use a square worker. Right, over here, this space, you either do that, or if you use the square worker, you use both. The left one is remove one of your ruins from your peninsula. So you can take any of your 5 ruins, and when a ruin is on a tile, you can't do anything on that tile. So you remove one of them, you flip it over to the other side where it's a statue, and you put it here. You've only got 1 space for a statue at the moment. You can get more by unlocking these buildings here, but it goes there. So what you've done is you've taken the ruins, you've cleared them, you've taken a bit of a statue back home, and this action, let's zoom out again, this action here is you can then build that statue. Okay? The cost of building a statue is shown here on your player board, and it's either 3 wood and 3 stone or 2 wood and 2 gold. Okay? And that allows you to take a statue from your player board and place it following exactly the same rules for buildings as I've just described. It must go on an empty space on the highest level. You will get 1 helm point for doing it and another helm point if you built it in a settlement. But it also, at the end of every round, every statue that you have on the board gives you a helm point. And remember, 1 helm point is effectively 1 victory point.
Yeah.
Every single movement point is a victory point. So that's the statues. Where did this go? That went there. This action is completing a cargo ship. Now, very important rule about the cargo ship that I'm going to mention first. You can complete any cargo ship, not just the one that the harbour master is on. But if you do complete the one the harbour master is on, you get a discount of 1. Now, we've actually got him lying down at the moment. He should be standing up, because that discount is once per round. So the cost to fulfill an order at the cargo ship is printed at the top, and it's a combination of cloth and gold. And if the harbour master, if the harbour master is on the card, you get a discount of 1, and then you lie the harbour master down. So the first person to do it will get that. What does delivering it do? It does 2 things. It gets you the helm points shown on there, which does increase. And it also gets you a crate. So you'll notice on those cards, there's 1 crate of each player's colour. So Rob, can you just take one of your crates from one of the cards? There you go. And it goes in the pink space here, which is called, I believe, the space for unused crates. It goes here. Okay? It goes there. Okay? And you can have 5 of them, because you can have 1 per thing. And the crates, you can basically move that crate over to this bit on the left-hand side to get that ability. Okay? And there's a way you can refresh it and get it back. I'll come on to this in a little bit when I talk about the player board a bit more. But that's what fulfilling the cargo ship does. It gets you a crate and it gets you the helm points immediately. And the square action is icons we've already seen.
Drawing and placing.
Drawing or placing. There's a slash
place.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That is all 8 of the main actions covered. Any questions about those?
Nope.
Right. We're all with it so far, because here's where it's about to step up a notch. And I'm going to go back to the player board. And that is because what's called anytime actions that you can do at any time on your turn in either A, B, C, or at the end of the game. And it's comboing all of these things together, your main actions along with your anytime actions. So I'm going to cover the 4 cartographer actions now. We've already covered the left one. And the left one is special because you can only do that when you are placing a landscape tile. So the left cartographer action is a modification of this action.
It's just saying that if you've already done that, you can't deliver to that boat. Once your crate's off, you can't deliver to the boat.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, you can only deliver to each cargo ship once. So the leftmost cartographer action is a modification of placing a double landscape tile. The other cartographer actions are actual, I'm going to do this. The second one costs 2 cartographer points and allows you to place any of these onto your peninsula on a level 0 space, on an unexplored space, okay? And then you put a cube on it. The next one costs you 3 cartographer points. That is putting a single hex on top of another hex up to level 4. And then the last one is up to level 5 and more.
Gotcha.
Okay? So the second, the third and the fourth are all very similar actions. They're all placing one of these on the board. Depends on the height.
Yeah.
Okay. More anytime actions. Left hand side here. 2 cloth converts into 1 money. If you're really desperate for money and you've got cloth. Remember, a cloth on a level 2 settlement is 2 cloth. You don't get change. So you can't spend a 3 as if it was 2 and get change.
Okay.
2 gold converts to any 1 cube of your choice. And then this one down at the bottom, 4 money stroke cubes converts to 1 money stroke cube. So you could spend 4 coins for a gold.
Yep.
Or you could spend 3 coins and a gold for a stone. Something like that. So these are anytime actions as well that you can do.
Okay.
Okay.
This is what the hourglass means. Right, onto the crates. We mentioned the crates earlier on. So moving a crate onto one of these spaces here is an anytime action.
Mm-hmm.
The top one, taking a double landscape tile. Next one, placing a double landscape tile. Next one, 2 cartographer points. Next one, 2 money, which goes in your marketplace. And I'm going to come back to the marketplace in a second.
Mhm.
And the bottom one is 2 cubes, which go in the marketplace. So it's time to talk about the marketplace. The marketplace is a special zone where it's yours, but it's not yours. Anything in the marketplace you can't spend. And I mentioned that if we go back to the main actions, if somebody's on an action, you can still do it. But you have to pay them 1 money or 1 good that goes into their marketplace. Okay? So it's not theirs. And that's how you get things into the marketplace. And other people can go on there as well, and you always pay whoever's on the top. So if you went on there next, you would have to pay Stephen.
Mm.
If Emily then went on there, Emily would then pay you. Okay, so you always pay whoever's on the top. So that's things in the marketplace. They're yours, but they're not yours. And at the end of the round, anything in your marketplace will disappear. So make sure you get it out of the marketplace as soon as you can. How do you get it out of the marketplace? This here, right? This here is another anytime action.
Mm-hmm.
You can move stuff from your marketplace into storage. Remember, your storage is limited. Okay? Also notice the other thing that's on there. You can remove a cube from the board and put it in your storage. So at any time, literally, because it's an anytime action, you can take a cube from your board and put it into storage. Now, when it's in your storage, it's only worth 1.
I was going to say, how did
Yeah.
you differentiate?
Yeah, that's how you know. So doing this is fine. Moving that from there to here at the start of the game is absolutely fine because you've not lost anything. But if you had a piece of gold on top of a size 6 mountain and you move it into storage, suddenly that gold shrinks and is only worth 1 gold. So that is an anytime action. Moving cubes from your board to here and moving things from your marketplace to here. But you are limited by the amount of storage you've got. Right, so they're anytime actions, they're anytime actions, they're anytime actions. That's an anytime action. Now that we've mentioned these crate actions here, so now that we've just explained these, I will now mention this that happens in phase C, which is you can spend 2 money to refresh one of these building tiles. I mentioned some of these have got abilities where you flip them over. You can spend 2 money in phase C to refresh one of them, or 1 money to refresh one of your crates.
Yep. That becomes free.
Okay,
When you've got
and that becomes free once you've unlocked your other. We're live again. Right, okay, so I've no idea what happened there. That's another error that has never happened before, but a pop-up came up. So please let me know in the chat where we got to. The last message I saw was harbour fee is another way to get coins or resources. Yeah, so please let me know in the chat where we got to, and I will go back over and redo the bit that you missed. We just got a pop-up to say that the stream terminated, and yeah, that is something that I've never had before. So while you're letting me know in the chat where we got up to, I'm going to explain movement. So every time you see the helm symbol, you move 1 space. If you ever get multiple movement points at once, you can't split them. You've got to use them all on 1 bow.
Okay.
You move from 1 sandbank to the next. And I mentioned when you arrive at this sandbank, you take a logbook token. And I also mentioned when you pass over, when you pass over an islet, you get that. Now, later on in the game, your ship's going to be travelling all the way around here, which means it will be passing over other people's islets as well. Okay, so you're going to be getting lots of bonuses during the game
The ship, okay.
as it sails around. Now, when you arrive at somebody else's harbour, you need to pay them. So that is a coin or a cube, similar to this cost. If you don't have it, they get one from the bank, and you get an anchor token. Okay? Anchor tokens, I mentioned, are negative points at the end of the game, but actually what happens with an anchor token is you put it under one of your ships. If you then get another anchor token, it must go under the other ship. So your first one can go under either, but the next one has to go under the other one. You've got to basically maintain the balance. When a ship is anchored, it can't move, obviously. To move it, you just use one of your helm points to get rid of that. Okay. Right, do you want to pop the window closed because the fireworks are going off? Right, so yes, in the chat, let me know where we got to because the chat doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, the chat on our screen here is not refreshing. So I'm going to go into here.
You just mentioned that 2 more actions from...
I'm going to refresh the
Last
chat.
thing was paying
There we
1
go.
to refresh crates. You just mentioned the 2 more actions from phase C.
So we didn't miss that much.
Doesn't sound like we missed anything.
Okay. You mentioned that the 2 more actions from Face It. Yeah, which was that? So I don't
That's
think we
it.
missed anything.
No, I don't think we
I
did.
don't
Okay.
think so.
So when that pop-up came up to say
Must
streams
have
have been
seen it straight
terminated,
away.
That was it.
It pretty much got it
that was
straight
it.
away, yeah.
Excellent. Right, apologies for that. Again, don't know what happened. How many live streams have I done now? 30?
Yeah.
Never had that happen. Stephen, it's your first live stream.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
There you go. I think we
There
found
is a single common thread.
we have found the problem. Right, so that's movement points done. And I know I've mentioned it before, but movement points is victory points, and that is that done. Any questions about movement?
Nope.
Right, next. How do you get extra workers?
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
that one.
Okay.
I've been wondering
Let's
that.
go back to the player board. Right. Here we have 4 of these tiles. I'm going to try and remember what they're called. They are milestone tokens. The order of them doesn't matter. Okay? But whenever you have achieved any of those, you flip it over. So the top one, in this case, is have 2 buildings. The next one is 2 crates. The next one is 2 boats. And the next one is 2 statues that you have put onto your peninsula. As soon as you've done that thing, you flip the tile over. You have completed that milestone. Once you've got a completed milestone, immediately or at any point on any of your future turns, you can move the milestone token to any one of these 4 spaces here. The bottom one is really simple. It's 2 helm points. The other 3 are all get a worker. And you can take any of the workers you want. You don't have to take them from left to right. Okay? So you might think, well, the square workers are clearly better, so why wouldn't I take a square worker straight away? Well, here's why. Whenever you take a square worker, or a special worker, I think they're called,
Yeah.
you'll notice the icons here. That means you must now immediately place one of your available workers onto one of these royal orders. So here's the situation. Stephen places his first worker. I'm going to zoom out for this. Stephen places his first worker here and does some shenanigans. Places his second worker here, does some other shenanigans. Gets a milestone. Uses the milestone to unlock this worker. Straight away, must now place that worker on there, which means you don't have the special worker anymore. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do. I'm just saying, be very, very careful when you get the extra worker, because if you get a square worker, when that is the only worker you now have, you must place it on one of the royal orders. So generally what you would probably want to do is, get the extra worker now, and then you can put that on there. Okay? Now, every worker you get will increase your food costs at the end of the round. But notice, if we go back here again, some of them have helm points on. So this is, when we feed workers in phase C, if you pay the full cost, you will get the helm points shown under here. Okay? If you don't pay the full cost, you get 1 anchor for every food that you're short. So that's another way that you can get anchors. That's the milestone tokens mentioned. That's how you get the extra workers. And that's how you get royal orders. All covered in that whole section.
Can't unlock all 4.
You cannot unlock all 4 during the game. Correct. There are only 3 of these, and there is no way to unlock all 4.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I checked with the designer after playing it yesterday, and he said, "Yep, you can only get 3 of them." So at this point, I am going to mention these royal orders. You can always decide to wait for the opportune moment. Yes. So yeah, you don't have to use it immediately.
So it's a free action to move from there to
It's
there.
one of those other
Yeah.
anytime action things.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so these royal orders, let's go through them in detail so that you know something that you're aiming for.
Okay.
I'm not going to cover these in the order in which they're here. I'm going to cover the order in which I think they're the easiest ones. This one's dead easy. How many crates have you acquired during the game? So if you've acquired 3 crates, 3 points, 4 crates, 5 points, 5 crates, 8 points.
Okay.
So if you're going with crates, that's the one you want. This one is boats. So number of boats that you've got on your thing. 3, 5 and 8 points for 3, 4 and 5 boats. Buildings. How many buildings have you erected on your peninsula? Again, points for that. Right, what's the next one? This one. How many landscape spaces of any cultivation level make up the largest unbroken area of one landscape type, excluding settlements?
And that can be on any level.
On
It says
any
in the
level.
rule book.
Yeah, so look top down. If you've got 6 connected forests, you'll get 3 points. If you've got 8 connected forests, you get 8 points. So you're trying to connect similar types of terrain. This one is for the number of empty spaces left on your peninsula. Ruins on a space, with and without ruins. So you need to clear all of the spaces and populate them with stuff. If you do that, you'll get 8 points at the end of the game. Right? This one, I'm just going to read this one. How many landscape spaces on your peninsula have a cultivation level of at least 5? So you want to build high stuff. This is statues, how many statues you've built on your peninsula. And finally, this copies the Royal Order card occupied by another player. And it has to be another player. And you don't decide that until the end of the game. So at the end of the game, you copy one of the other ones as long as somebody else is on it. Right, that's the Royal Orders. How many of them you want to aim to do? 1. I mean, 2 if you can, but I think you want to try and aim for 1 of them. Have a think about which one you want to do. That's what you want to be going for. Right, there can't be much else to explain.
The royal orders, you can only build them from here.
So you fulfill a royal order when you take that worker or that worker. That's the own. So yeah, you can only ever do
Square
2
workers.
maximum. It's when you get a square worker, you then must move an available worker from here onto one of those.
Super thanks.
And for this one,
Yep,
a ruin that is considered an empty
it
space.
is. Yeah, if there's a ruin still there, it's considered an empty
Empty
space.
okay.
So yeah, you would need to remove the ruin and then put something on it.
Yeah.
Right, there was one thing that I haven't mentioned here. So in phase C, I mentioned every statue you have on the board will get you a helm point.
Mhm.
Just below that, if you look very, very carefully, it means if you've got tiles on those 3 positions there, at that point in the game, you'll get another helm point.
Okay.
Okay? So yeah, just so I don't forget to mention it, that is there. This next step, by the way, is take your workers back. This next one is you lose everything from your marketplace, and then the next one is move the harbour master. So all of these are end of round steps. Right, we're still going out live. Yep.
How do we clear the ruins?
Clearing the ruins. There's 2 ways to clear the ruins.
One
There's
over
a step there.
Yep.
Oh,
And there's
that was it.
this eyelet tile.
That was it.
This eyelet tile allows you to take the ruin token, turn it into a statue, and put it on your player board, but only if you've got space for it.
That
In
was it.
fact, let's just look at the player board again, because removing these buildings here get you extra storage space, but removing these buildings, there's a helm point on there, and you get that helm point when you place a ruin token onto that space. So it gives you extra space to store your statues that you're going to be working on, and you get helm points if you put the things on there.
Okay.
Right, is there any icons that you can see on either your player board or the main board that I haven't explained. Matthias is saying your goal for your first game is to have 20 points. Well, I got 32.
Is that
So
reuse?
this boat here
Yeah.
is basically copy the income action of one of your other boats.
Okay.
So one of your other boats is doubled. This boat here is get a wood, a stone, or a food, but it goes on that space there. I think it, or does it just act as
No,
an
that
extra?
just acts as an extra storage
It's
space.
just an extra storage space. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's an extra storage space.
Oh, cool.
What are the sources of cash? Actual coins?
Right. Yeah. I asked this when we were halfway through
Yeah.
my
What?
first game.
And they have to be stored on here as well.
Yeah. You have a boat with one income.
Mm-hmm.
There.
It's one coin. Or
Yep.
one word.
And that's pretty much it, apart from other people using your space. Now, I've only played this game at 2-player, so there wasn't much using a
Other people
space.
using your space is basically when anybody else goes on top of your disc.
Yes. Yeah. And you're right, the coins go into storage. So you need space to store your money.
Where are the coins?
The coins are off camera.
Oh, right, okay.
The coins go here. Andres is also saying it can also be a boat by another player that can be copied. Oh, right. Okay. Thank you. So
That's any boat in play.
this copies any boat in play.
In play.
Okay.
Right. Okay. That's
fine.
useful.
Exclamation
That
mark.
really is useful. Do players start with any money? I can't remember. Yes. Everybody gets one coin from the general supply. There we
Oh,
go.
money.
So everybody gets one coin. I thought so.
There was also another thing up there when we were talking about not being able to do the boats again. Somebody made a comment about Ben paying for an action just afterwards on there.
If I
didn't
can
understand.
scroll up.
I didn't
Wow.
understand it.
No, I can't seem to scroll up.
Oh, don't worry about it now.
Oh no, there we go. But it might be a while back.
No, you've gone past it.
Okay.
Up a little bit, I think.
Yeah, that's there. No.
Don't worry about it.
No. Okay. Right. So Matthias and Andreas, have I missed anything in the rules? Because you're not going to know if I've missed anything. But I don't think I have. Is there anything you're completely bewildered about apart from how to win?
I just want to check. So
Yeah.
you can only when you have a money or a cube, it has to go in your storage area.
When you gain, so when I say the word gain,
Yes.
it means you take it and you put it in your storage. If you don't have room in the storage, you lose it.
Yes.
But things can go into your marketplace either there or when somebody uses your harbour.
Right.
And as long as your storage is full, your marketplace is not yours. If you've got space in your storage, you just move it up. That's easy.
So the comments were also means you cannot deliver to a trade ship any more when your crate was removed. And then the comment after that is except during paying a cost.
I don't know what that
I
means.
don't think what I didn't understand
No,
at the
I
time,
don't know
which is
what that
why I
means.
didn't point it out at the time.
No. Yeah, there was something about paying costs, but I think we've covered that. How to pay costs. Costs are always in red. Cubes are worth the value. Yeah. Okay. So, I think we're ready. All exchange actions, put it into the market. You can only remove ruins that you can reach. Thank you. Yes, I forgot to mention that. You can only remove a ruins tile that you can reach, and you have to have a landscape tile next to it. So right at the start of the game, you can't remove any ruins.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay? Unless, remember, we're about to do income, and your first income action could be, I'll put that there, and now you can reach 2 ruins.
Okay.
So you can do that.
I thought you said the first one had to be.
The
No,
island
you can do it in
has to
either
be
order.
there, but then you're also placing a double
Oh, right,
landscape
okay,
tile.
yeah.
Matthias is saying you can only use anytime actions when you are not paying a cost. Thank you. I said you can use them anytime. The only time you can't use them is when you are in the middle of paying a cost. You've got to pay for that thing.
Yeah.
There's obviously some weird exceptional timing rule.
He's clarifying that.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you're paying a cost window action opens, pay the cost, closes, you can then do stuff either
Right,
side of
yeah.
it. But not in the middle of. Right,
Let's get on with it.
let's get on with
Yes,
it. So,
let's-
Paul, do your income. So, and everybody else can be thinking about what they're doing, and if you want to, you can actually place it on the board, and then we'll just talk through what we've done.
No idea.
So everybody place your island, your first island or islet. And that comes with a pink cube. Every time you put a thing on the board. So let's just have Cooper Cam. Cooper Cam, there we go. Paul has done that. And you get 1 money as well. You get that immediately.
Good. That's nice.
There you go. Put the money there.
Money's difficult to get.
So Emily, which one have you gone for?
Went for the mountain and the brown or grey with a pink cube.
Okay.
Yep.
So you gain them, so you put them straight into your storage.
I'll go for wood.
And Rob?
Yep, and you do that. Get a cash. You put a food on there.
1 money for Rob. There you go.
Thank you.
And now me.
And Stephen.
I can't remember. That's the point.
So are we doing it? What, taking it in turns to do that action, then that action?
Yeah, we'll do the placements individually just to make sure. I mean, have a think about what you're planning to do, but then we'll do it individually.
Okay, I will take that one. Place it there.
Yep.
Just
So you
remind me
put-
the colours of the cube. The purple is the cloth.
Purple is cloth, which goes on settlements. Brown is wood, which goes on forests. Stone and gold go on mountains. Food goes on meadows. So you want to put a brown cube on there,
Brown cube on
and
there.
then you gain either a gold or a cloth, which goes into your storage.
Gold seems rare.
Right. So, placing the double landscape tile.
Can I?
What are you
Do-
going to put where?
Can I shim something at this
You can
point?
do 1 cartographer action in phase A.
That's
which
what
is
I
where we
thought.
You
are.
can't shim because you can't overstack anything at this point.
You can.
I
You
can.
can't. He's got 2 bits of food tokens. You couldn't place double food tokens.
Anytime
Right.
action.
I can take those off of there as an anytime
Oh,
action
yeah,
and put
yeah,
them in there.
fair
Yeah.
enough,
If I understand that
No,
correctly.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, my mistake.
So I can pay 1 cartographer point to do a shim,
Yeah. So
which
what,
means
what are you placing?
I'm placing this there like that.
Yeah.
So,
So, you
I
need a
want
mountain.
a mountain. Actually, was I going to do that? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do
We'll come back to this later on.
wood.
Okay.
That was plan A, but then plan B came
And
in.
then that goes on there.
That
So
goes on
you've
there.
put a forest on top of a forest, which is allowed,
Yeah.
and you've put a settlement on top of anything, which
Yeah.
is allowed. So you put a brown cube on there.
Yeah,
So that's worth 2 wood. You put a purple cube on there,
which is also
which is worth 2 cloth.
cloth.
Okay,
Yeah.
Emily. There you go. So we've had our first shimming. Okay.
No, it's there.
Yep. And you just put a pink cube and a brown cube. Rob's also expanding out into the great unknown. Remember, you can take the incomes in any order. Yes. So you could have put the landscape tile before the islet tile, but on round 1, your first islet tile has to be there. So for this, it didn't matter. But yeah, in future rounds, you can do any of your incomes in any order. So
Right.
what are you going to place?
So there are no restrictions on where I can place it other than it has to be adjacent to something.
One of the hexes has to be adjacent.
Expand either outwards or upwards
Yeah.
your existing network.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But don't worry too much because it's your first game, so
Yes,
yeah, just
then I can do. I think it. Well, I probably will.
okay. So you get a brown cube and a purple cube. Right, so that's the end of phase A. So phase B, Paul, you're up first.
Mm-hmm.
Place one of your workers onto one of the actions on the board. Oh yeah, Oda is saying the resource and landscape connections are actually printed on here. So what you get, the cubes
Okay,
that you
yeah,
get,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
is all shown on here.
So it's mostly fine, but the key thing is gold only kicks in once you're on level 3.
Level 3 or higher. Yeah.
And then if I do that in the that's all on all.
Okay, so you get 3 cartographer points
And a goal.
and either a coin or a cube of your choice. Okay. And you could spend some of those cartographer points now if you wanted to, but you don't have to. Remember, it's one cartographer action per turn. So this is your turn.
But basically, I can. Can I literally just play? No, I can't.
Remember, the first one is a modifier to placing. It modifies your existing action. The other three are actions in their own right.
Which is basically just put stuff out.
Put a tile on the board.
Eh?
It's put a single tile on the board.
I put a single tile on the board. No.
Yeah. Okay, Emily. Where are you gonna go?
Oh, but it comes with stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm going to do that.
So you're spending 2.
Yeah.
2 cartographer points to put that there, and it comes with wooden cube.
Can I spend stuff straight from here?
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
That's
how
how
you get the high value.
That's
Yes.
how better.
Yeah.
Once they go to storage, they become.
Rick's here. Hello, Rick. Thank you for joining in.
So this is take one and place it straight away.
Yes.
Or I place A1.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I
do the
place
same
one.
Yeah. You draw it at random, so it could be
There you go.
navigous. Okay. Right. I will.
Hang on. Emily's got to place 1. But yeah, you can be planning ahead.
Expensive.
So can you build over the cubes
Nope.
that you've got?
Nope.
So if I move the cubes
If
to
you
there,
move the cube there, you can.
it's full
Okay.
already. And I can put that.
There you go. So you get a pink cube on the meadow, a grey cube on the mountain. Each of those is worth 2.
Okay. I spend 2 cartography points to build a new forest here.
Yeah.
Which comes with wood. As a free action. I then go here, take Cooper.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll take the action to place another
Pop
one of
it
these for free.
Somewhere where we can see it.
Okay.
That's fine. Yep.
Another one of these for free, which is going to go in like that. Comes with one of them and one of them.
So which action did you do? You got 1 cartographer point.
Yep.
You then spent
Hello.
2.
Okay, so I get a cartography point as well.
Yeah.
So before I start anything, I spent 2 cartography points to place a free
Single one.
Place a free single.
And then you put a new thing on the
Then I
board.
put a new one on the board. Then I took one. Then I took one.
Yep.
cartography
Okay.
point.
Stephen.
That's
Okay. So nobody's moved any of their ships yet.
building a boat, building a building. None of those things are going to happen anytime soon. So I think I will
Ash is here. Hi, Ash. Yeah, we're on round 1. We're just taking our first actions.
try not to do that. Take
Okay.
2.
You want 2 of these.
2 of those, thank you.
Okay. And if you don't have any
Might
of the
move my blood.
any time actions, then it's Paul's go.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do anything
Okay.
just yet.
So I'm going to go
I'm assuming you're going to go
there.
Yeah, with the boat. Yeah.
I'm going to do an anytime action to get 1 money for that because it's a 2 cloth,
That is 2 cloth for 1 money. Yep.
which
There you
means
go.
I have 4 money.
You do.
So that 4 money and that 2 wood.
Yep.
I put a boat down there
All right.
and I move 2.
Yeah.
Which immediately gains you money.
So you moved over an
Which
islet.
immediately gets me a money.
Yeah. And something else happens as well. The boat that you've just built, its ability triggers immediately as well, which is another money.
Which is another money.
2 money.
Who said money was tight?
Good time.
That's the end of my plan.
Yeah.
now I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah. No other anytime actions?
I can do an anytime action to place that tile.
No.
Cartographer action
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah.
To place that tile.
No.
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 Cartographer actions are either for the more powerful ones placing a single tile,
Yeah.
or for this one at the point you are already placing one of them.
Modify
shim
it with
Yeah.
a shim.
Yeah.
But I can place a single tile because I've got to place.
If you want to, you might want to save your cartographer points because
Yeah,
they're
but what
quite.
I'm thinking is, at the moment, where can I place in this action?
Yeah,
I cannot place any of these.
there you can. You can put it there.
What happens to the boat?
The boat just goes there.
Okay, that's
So it's
fine.
one
Yeah.
square.
Yeah.
But I'm already past
Or you
it.
can
That's what
place
I'm
it on
getting.
the-
So
or
put
you
it,
place it
put it
on
on
the
the other side.
It's
Or I
on
could
this
put
side.
one there and then I could put it across there.
You can do multiple things.
Yeah. All sorts of options.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So, Emily, your second worker.
I was thinking of taking a ruin.
Okay.
This one.
So you just
So I
take.
can take that one or that one.
Yep, your choice. That's the better one.
Take that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you flip it over, pop it in the space
Over
there.
in s-
That's that done.
Cool.
Nice and easy.
So I'm going to spend another 2 cartography points to drop a single mountain down here. And I'm going to build a building, please.
Oh, yeah.
What type of building are you going to build? Small,
A
big?
Small one, because I don't have quite enough for a big one. So 2 stone, 2 wood.
Yep.
And a coin. Build a shed. This shed. Which
Okay,
ended
so
up
it has to
being-
go. No. Oh yeah.
Yeah, why? Yeah.
Ah yeah. So you've, as a free action, you've removed the cloth.
Yep.
And you've got to place it on your highest level.
And since they're all
Which
levels,
is there.
Yep.
You get 1 helm point because you've built a small building, and an extra 1 because you've built it in a settlement.
Boom, boom, which gets me a coin. Have my coin
I'm
back.
going to be coming back. There you go.
I've freed up another one of those, and then I get.
And you get 4 of these. 3, 4. Choose one. Put the other 3 to the bottom. They're fairly self-explanatory, but some of them have a little bit of extra description in the back of the rule book. But while you're choosing, Stephen can take his turn.
So just how did you move your boats, Paul?
He built a boat here, which got him 2 helm points immediately.
Okay, you move them. Yes, yes. Right, where's it for the boats? That's quite expensive. Right.
Ooh, these are quite filthy.
So unless you want to use the action that nobody else has used,
I'm going to pay a coin.
you're going to have to pay a coin or a good to the person whose action you want to borrow. And just to reiterate, you cannot use a space already occupied by yourself.
Yes.
And that one was complete one of these.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just presuming I have nothing in place to do. So, therefore. Place a boat. Falling boats at this
Any
stage.
queries, Rob?
No, that was
No, all okay?
Let's place
Which
a
one to go for?
place one of those maybe. So perhaps
What can you spend cloth on? So cloth is
Money.
yeah. If you over there, if you look at those cargo ships, they all cost cloth and gold. That's the main use for cloth. Is
The
for
fort as well.
oh, the fortress
Yeah,
also
the
takes
fortress
free
does
cloth.
free
Yeah, but yeah, that's the main use for cloth is the cargo ships over there.
And you can use it to get money as well.
You can, which Paul's done. You
Yeah.
got rid of 2 cloth for the 1 money that you desperately needed.
But it got me 2 money back. But
Okay.
Yeah,
there's no way to regenerate, is there? It's
No.
literally only you can only build on top to
yeah.
regenerate.
When you cultivate
yeah,
it.
yeah.
so I place it my way on
Yeah.
top
So you have to pay a coin or a good
to
Rob,
Rob.
which goes in Rob's marketplace.
Right.
So do you want to pay him a coin or a gold? Or you can pay with them, yeah?
Yeah, let's just.
It's any kind of good, is it?
There you are.
So that goes in the marketplace.
That
So
goes
it's
in
a
the
free action. I
marketplace.
can move
So-
up to here.
Yeah, on your turn. But you can also do it in phase C. So
Oh,
yeah,
true, that's during
it's
phase C.
fine.
Yep, that's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Right. And then so I'm going to place it.
Meeple Pete's here. Hello, thank you for joining
So
in.
I'm going to move that from there to there.
Yeah.
As anytime action, and then I will
I'm going to go.
place that on there. So that's now level 2.
I'm going to take half of that first because
And
that
then that will get a wood
So we have
and a cloth.
being picked up by the camera. sort of. Yeah, so we've got a level 2
To the
cultivation.
yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Right, and I put this at the top, so I've got the Harbour Master's office. These are 1 good cheaper for me to trigger.
Yeah. You want to shuffle it in a tiny little bit? There we go. In fact, I'll zoom out a little bit. There we go. Right. So we're all done. We're now on phase C.
Okay.
Everybody feed their workers. It's
So-
2 food.
Yum 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 yum, and I'll move that to there.
Fine, no problem.
Oh dear.
Yes.
It's all right.
So turn 1, Stephen has already resorted to cannibalism.
That's right.
Everybody's dead. So you spend the 1 food,
Spend the 1 food to
and then one of your ships gets an anchor token.
anchor. Right.
Emily, have you got the food?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got 2 food right there.
Yes, but I
Oh,
don't
but
know
you've
whether I
got 2
want
food
to
there.
save space
Yeah.
here.
Free some of your
Good
storage
question.
up, yep.
I think
It is a good
that
question.
would be best.
Right, so that's the food. Everybody can now pay to unlock crates and refresh buildings, but nobody's got that. Anybody got a statue on the board?
No.
Anybody got 3 spaces nearest the middle occupied? No. Workers come home. Marketplace clears.
Oh.
Harbour Master moves on.
Thank you.
Paul. Yeah. Just clip it on, move it away from you maybe. Right. Okay. Round 2.
Yes.
So, income.
Income.
We'll do yours first. So you can do either of those 2 things in any order.
Okay.
And now you've got a lot more freedom of where you place your islet tile.
Yes.
Hmm.
So I'm going to start with this one, which will place. So that
Mhm.
comes with a stone.
Comes
I'll
with a
take
stone.
a free stone. Yes, take a free stone and a food.
Yeah.
So the food and the free stone goes there. The main stone goes there, and then I will place this one. And I will place it by doing a spot of the old
Shimming.
Place it here, which generates me 2 more cloth, or a cloth and the wood, which
That's
are both
worth 2.
considered to be 2.
Yep. Okay. So, Stephen?
It's placing an island tile. Should probably get some food at this point, based on what's happened so far.
Yeah, you're going to need another 2 food at the end of this round.
Yes, yes indeed. And so that's a photographer point. That's money. Money seems nice. Let's have some money. Can I place it here?
You absolutely can.
Yes.
Yeah, that is
It's a
legal.
separate island.
Yeah.
Do I want it there? Yeah, let's put it there. Right, and so that's a food over there, and I get a money.
You get money. Yep.
Money's over there. Thank you.
And you've just got space for it.
Excellent.
Okay. And you've done both of those things?
No, I would have placed a land tile. I'm going to spend 2 cartography points. I can do that at the point.
You can. You can do one of these things
Yeah.
in phase A.
And I will take a city tile. And
And
place
if you're
it-
shimming, it's only 1,
Uh,
if that's what you're doing.
actually, yes, I mean, that's.
Or you're not. Are you going to place that, take the thing off?
Yeah,
and then put
I
another
was,
one on
I was
top?
thinking of doing
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
So essentially, I'm taking a
A cloth. Which you then put in here. Remember, if you're building this, a settlement can be built over any terrain.
Yes, that's a good point. Actually, maybe I
So-
should rather take something that I don't have, like some food. And then so I'll take the food.
Which you then immediately transfer to there.
Yes, and then I shall place my settlement.
Did you pay 2 for that? I think you did.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you were on 4.
I was a voice, I'm on
Yeah.
2. So that'll go there.
Yeah.
And so now I have that
Food and the cloth.
and the
Paul?
cloth. Done.
So you've got 3 income actions.
Yeah.
You can do any of them in any order.
Well, let's just get 1 money.
That's the easy one.
So I now have 3 money, which affects what I want to put on the board, because I'm going to do that, which is then going to do that. So I'm going to need more food. So I guess I'm going to put that one there.
Okay. So you put a pink cube on the meadow. And you also get.
There. That's an anytime action. I'm going to take that.
Now hang on, you've got the island.
Sorry?
Island. You've got the island. You've got to do that.
Whatever's that. Whatever that is.
Then move that one along.
Okay. Right.
As an anytime action, I'm going to remove that.
Yep.
Okay.
And then placing a double landscape tile.
Yes. So I'm going to shim.
Matt's asking, does the first player mark a move? Yes, Matt. First player to use this space, which as you can see has got the icon of Cooper, the
I'm going
dog.
to remove that and put it there. I'm going to shim there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put that there.
Yep.
Getting me 2 food.
No, so it's one
Yeah.
cube.
Sorry,
cube.
it's 1 cube. It's worth 2.
Just
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
1 cloth.
It's worth two.
Worth two. Yeah.
Worth 2.
Okay. Emily?
okay. Placing this one. So I get a coin.
Yep.
One.
Coin. There you go.
And then I was going to do the shim thing.
Okay, so it costs you 1 cartography point.
Yep. To be able to move those.
So you're removing those cubes. Because if you do that, that stone that was worth 2 is now only worth 1. In fact, yeah, I think you're right. Do you want to clip those microphones to you, just so they don't snap off? Just put it on there. It's fine. You don't have to put it underneath. Okay.
Okay.
You know, Emily?
So what
Yeah.
did you do with your cubes that you? One of them
I kept one of them as
Yeah.
a action, and then the other one I gave
you
away.
lost. Now that stone that you've just put on that mountain
Yeah.
doesn't have to be stone.
Oh.
Gold.
Just have a look at what Emily's done here.
Oh,
Emily now
yes.
has a size 3 mountain, or a cultivation level 3. So that could be, if
Oh,
you
it
wanted
could
it
be
to
gold.
be, it could be gold.
I'm going to keep the stone because there's
There's a thing that you're planning to do.
kind of a plan for
There's
the
a plan.
stone.
Right, okay.
Okay.
So we're all done with phase A. So phase B,
Just remind me, what's
yep,
this
discount
guy
of
here?
1.
Discount of 1. Which
First
stacks-
person to use it
Which stacks with the discount.
stacks with the Harbour Master.
Sweet. Okay.
Sweet.
Well, that goes, I think, because why not?
No, 28 is what I scored yesterday, not 32.
Where's the Harbour Master action? This one here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. With
Okay.
a discount from here and a discount from here, I spend 1, 2, 3, 4 cloth to trigger that.
Okay. So that gets you how many helm points?
It gets me, well, it says 1 on it.
Okay, so 1,
I'll use that to jump to there,
which
which
gets
gets
you
me
a
an
food,
extra food and an extra stone.
and you remove your crate.
Get back here, you little son.
You have 1 crate.
1 stone and a crate, which I can use to
You can use immediately if you want to, or whenever
place
you
another
want.
one, draw, that's drawn from the
Draw
bag.
1, place
From
1.
the bag, take 2 of these, take 2 coins into here, take any 2 cubes
Yeah.
into there. Smashing. Not using it yet, I'll use it when it's
Yeah,
done.
okay. Stephen?
Yes.
It has to be said,
Mhm.
the iconography in this game is amazing. The first time I played it, everything was all perfect. It all made sense. It was really, really clear. So yeah, kudos to all of the people involved in this. The graphic design is extremely good.
So while you work out, how many do I need? Can't do that yet. I'm going to just remove a ruin at this point.
Yeah. So you're going to take a ruins token off your board.
Yes.
It can either be that one or that one.
Let's do that one.
Okay, and that
Particular
goes,
reason.
flip it over and pop it there. There we go.
Statue. Thank you.
If nothing else, Paul,
No,
go.
nothing for now.
You got loads of money again.
I got loads of
How did
money
you get loads of
again.
money?
Well, he's got his boat income.
It's only one though.
And he's got his islet that he's played and passed over.
Yeah, he's hit that a couple of times now.
Yeah, the money will dry up soon.
Yeah, I know.
Much the same way that Steve was running out of orphans to be shipped in for
Yeah.
emergency pork substitute.
Yes.
Thank you, Rhoda. Yeah, I know I've seen Victor's names on other rule books, and every time I see his name on a rule book, it's like, I know it's going to be good. Yeah.
Is anybody else going to do that before I do? Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay, what do you want? Two out of the bag?
Two out of the bag, please.
And if you're done, Emily can take her turn. Has the plan fallen apart, or is it
Little
coming
bit.
together?
A little bit.
Didn't you hear the sound of the doom?
Yes.
You hear that whistling sound? It sounds like doom plummeting straight towards us.
No, it's up.
Don't forget, you can use spaces occupied by other people.
It's okay, but
You're going to build.
Get more gold.
I'm gonna build
More
Madness.
gold. Get
Little,
Build.
big, or super big.
a little one.
Okay.
So it's 2 stone.
2 stone, 2 wood, and a coin.
1, 2 wood.
Yeah. So it has to go on the highest level if it's empty.
And a coin.
So I'm just going to use Cooper Cam to have a look at Emily's board here. Both of your level 3 spots are occupied by a cube.
Mm.
So you then go down to the next level, which is also occupied by a cube. So it goes down to the next level, and you can place it on either the forest or the meadow.
Like that one.
There we go. You get 1 helm point for doing that.
Oh yes. So I'll move there.
Yep. So you passed over that islet.
So I'll take a wood and a food.
Yeah. Which you gain and put in your storage. And you're done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
So over to me. My second action will be to throw a piece of wood at Emily.
Thank you.
So that goes into your marketplace.
Market.
And we're going to spend 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
Build your other little
Build
building.
another little building.
Oh, Emily, you built a small building.
Oh yeah.
Have special ability.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I'm going to put it down here on
stone.
Yeah, if you put it on the forest, you'll get 1 helm point. Put it on the settlement, you'll get 2.
It's just in case whether I want to free things up for something else. I think it's going to go there.
Okay.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
What have we got?
You staying at home? Just
Well, no, I'm trying to figure out how to get going. I mean, my islands are beautifully lined up for me to
They
get loads
are.
of stuff.
yeah.
I just got to figure out how to move.
Well, it's your go next.
It is. So my options for moving are build a small building.
Oh, sorry, before
Yeah.
Stephen moves on. So I built 2 buildings.
Oh, right.
That flips to there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll now move it over to here to take, so I'm going to have another action at the end of this turn.
And you're going to get a normal worker.
It's going to be a normal, not a square. Just
Yeah.
working out whether I want to go for the cheap option
Okay.
or the more expensive option that will also give me extra points.
Okay. Let's go to the bottom.
I'm going to build a small shipyard. That gives me, whenever I build these, I also jump up on.
So what have you taken, Emily?
I've taken the cartographer's office. Whenever you remove a ruin, gain 1 step on your cartographer track.
Right,
I'm gonna
okay.
Go for this one.
So
I'll go for
I
this
mentioned
one.
some of these cards are worth points at the end of the game. If there is a little white flag in the top right, that means there's also a way that that card might be worth points. That's what you're looking for. Right, Stephen, your second action.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out how I can get helm points. I don't know that.
And you've unlocked that worker.
I went with the more expensive one.
Yeah.
It might have been a mistake, but
Cool.
it'll get me 4 more victory points throughout the course
Yep.
of the game.
Right, so I could. I don't know whether I can ask this, but anyway, would you characterise the sort of exchange thing as being generally bad?
Yes.
Yeah, the exchange. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
This
a not good
exchanging
exchange
here
rate.
is if you're desperate.
Oh, the cloth
I
for
don't
coin.
know,
isn't-
cloth for coin
cloth
seemed
for coin is
okay.
not too
Okay.
bad,
Yeah.
but the other ones seem pretty punch in the man fruit.
Yes. Because if I exchange cloth for coin, I can build a boat.
So if that's what you want to do,
It is what I want to do.
Okay.
I don't have any other way of doing it at this stage.
okay.
I can build a nice boat even.
Here's the thing: you don't have space in your storage for an extra coin.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah, your storage is full.
Oh, I see. So I've got to have it all
This is
before
where
I start.
This is where that
Yes,
rule comes in.
yes,
When you're in the
indeed.
middle of paying a cost, you can't do an anytime action.
Interesting.
And I think, exchange is not bad. Matthias is saying. There you go.
Good. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I can't do it though.
And yeah, you can't voluntarily just give these up.
It's the thing I can spend them on to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So there's a small building I can do. I don't have stone though, so I can't build a building.
No, you do have 4 cloth.
I do
and
have
1
4
gold. Is there not a?
No, because the cloth stuff needs 2 gold to do anything, and so I can't get a cube.
Yeah.
Yes, someone nicked the discount.
Yes, yes indeed.
Do you have 3 stone and 3 wood?
I have no stone at all.
You have no stone. Do you have 2 gold and 2 wood?
I
No, you
do not.
no. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So Matthias is saying you can spend unwanted resources for exchange. Yes, I think that's what we're working out. And he's also saying that you can still change as the coin goes into the market from the exchange. Ah, thank you for that. Yes, that's why
Sorry.
they are here. We got that slightly wrong. There you go. This exchanging here, you actually get it in the marketplace, so you can do it.
I can do that then.
So
Let's
you,
do that.
so you spend 2 cloth from there.
I spent 2 cloth.
Thank you, Matthias.
2 cloth goes into a coin.
Oh, except you can't spend.
Coin in the marketplace.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, you have to move it up there before you can spend it.
And
Yeah,
it
so
goes-
hang on, Matthias.
When I
We
did
can
it
do
earlier-
that. Yeah, you can still exchange. The coin goes into the market, but the coin in the market is not yours,
No, it has
It's
to come
going to
up
have
there.
to move up first.
and you can't move it up because they're all occupied.
When I did it earlier, I had space to move it up.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's
So yeah,
good,
so
that
I
plan.
still think you're back to square
You
one.
could cash in the 4 wood for 1 coin.
You
And
could.
then that would burn the wood from your storage, so you
Yeah.
can move the coin up to there.
You could do
The 4 for something.
4 cubes for 1 coin,
I could
and just get rid of stuff.
Yeah, ideally, stuff in your market.
Yeah,
Although,
stuff in your place.
Although you do need the wood,
I don't need that much of the wood.
or you could get rid of some of this cloth. Depends
Or
what you're.
you could
And I know
do-
you
or
wanna
could do
build-
the- You could do the
could
4
move
wood
space
for the
there,
gold.
You can do 4 things. You
And
could do 3
then
cloth.
you've got the 4
Ah, right,
cloth
yes.
and the 2 gold in order to do that action.
Yes. Yes.
Is another option, which would get you your crate, which can then generate you more resources.
Yes.
Is the sound gone? I hope the sound's not gone. No, sounds like it's still going out here. Yeah, you might have accidentally unplugged the microphone thing.
Yes. Right. So
Right.
back to me doing an action.
Yes.
I figure how I was going to do that. That was potentially building a boat.
I'm just going to go drink whilst.
Yep.
Yes. While I deliberate endlessly.
I'm not endlessly, Stephen. You know.
But yeah, if you can,
Yeah, I
if
do
you,
need to go home tonight.
if you
Yeah.
can be planning your turns when it's
Yes.
not your turn.
I
'Cause
can't, but it
otherwise-
depends what Stephen
I
does.
did plan my action, but then couldn't
Yeah.
exchange.
No, it's alright. It'll take seconds.
4 coins can get me 4 things can get
4
me another
things
thing.
can get you a thing.
Yes. So for example, I could. So which is the delivering one? That's that one.
That one.
Yes. Right. Let's give that a go. So I could exchange for.
Well, even using that space, to go on that space, you have to pay them something. That's
Oh, that's true. That would
But
free up.
that
would
frees
free
up a
up-
space.
yeah.
Okay. So, well, in that case, oh no, okay. Well, what was that thing I wanted to build? I actually wanted to build a boat, but I can't build a boat, so that doesn't work. Because that doesn't involve spinning anything. So, I can go there. So, if I,
Why can't we build a boat?
because I need to get the resources to
Yeah.
be able to build a boat, and I can't do the resources because my spaces are full at the top. So,
Well, unless you convert.
unless I convert,
Yeah.
but if I convert, I don't have enough resources to build the boat.
Unless you convert
Yeah.
the cloth.
And I need a class to get the money.
Just let him do what he's going to do. It will be here till Christmas.
Yeah.
Indeed. So
Stop making suggestions because it just complicates matters.
So 1, 2, 3, 4
So 4 things gets you
a gold.
a
I
gold.
did play a game earlier this week
Goals.
that took 19 and a half hours. I hope this doesn't take that long.
Which goes in here, but then you move it
It's
up
only
to
5
here.
turns.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then
We played until
I'm
3
going
a.m. and started again
to
10
place
a.m.
the
the
worker
following morning.
over there. So Rob will get a coin
Or a good.
or a good, but I want the good.
Okay, so pop that in his marketplace.
And his
Okay.
marketplace.
You might forget about it.
Yes, and then I'm going to use the 4 cloth, 2 gold shipping option. So that's 4 cloth there, 2 gold from there.
Yeah.
And
Take a crate.
I take a crate. I'm in black,
You got a money, Rob.
and
Which goes in here.
That goes in there.
And you can use it now or.
I'll give it some thought.
Okay, Paul.
Do I do that? I'll get an extra action this turn if I do it the other way round. You get that straight away and use it this round.
Yeah, that's what Rob's doing.
That was the plan. So let's go with it.
So you're buying another boat?
I'm buying another boat.
Okay. What boat are you buying?
3 money, 1 wood.
Yep, the little one at the top.
Sorry. I don't know which actual boat I'm buying. Probably that one.
Okay. That goes on the top spot. You get 1 helm point.
Helm point. So that moves over there. So I get one of them, and I get a draw from the bag.
Draw from the bag. Okay. And you've now got 2 boats.
I've now got 2 boats.
So you flip over that
Congratulations.
milestone token, which you can use immediately if you want to. You flip it over. Okay. Okay. So you take the
Take
Cooper
that one.
tile
Woof, woof.
Thank you.
and you get 1 cartographer. And then would you like to place a tile or draw a tile?
I would like to draw a tile,
There you
please.
go. Have a tile. Rob, you now have your 3rd worker.
Yep.
And can I go down 2 to place one of these
Yeah.
little things?
So 2 cartographer points to place it on a
2.
ground level.
I think I'm going to throw a
2 to
stone
go on a ground level. Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Paul
So I'll spend 3. So it
Over here.
goes up.
and draw 2 from
Hang on, Rob. Emily,
So
still
it goes up higher.
think ahead, but don't actually do it yet.
So I thought we were done.
And does a cube
Yep.
go on it?
Yeah.
Does it go?
Okay,
That's it.
right. So
Okay, Paul a stone. And I
Yeah.
take 2 from the bag.
you're taking 2 tiles.
Yep. Because I can't place these ones using that ability, can I? So the
Correct. Yeah.
Um,
Stephen, you're done. You're out of workers.
Um,
Paul, your last worker.
I want to put it that way round, don't I?
Let's just have a quick look at Emily's Peninsula on Cooper Cam.
Oh, so I'm placing my. Oh, I've done there. I'm placing my worker.
Oh yes, you get a new worker from doing that.
That's still empty.
Uh-huh.
That's free. So I'll do that.
Yeah.
Anytime action, I'll move that up there. I was expecting you have to pay that
You
big
get a tile
time.
out the bag. And you can put a tile on the board.
I get tile out the bag. Let's see if that's any better for me. Sink.
How do you place statues again? Any
That.
And what are the rules again for putting them?
Same as
in?
buildings. So it
There.
has to go on the highest level that's empty.
Okay.
Level 1 food. And level 1 maintenance.
It's 3 stone, 3 wood, or 2 wood and 2 gold. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Okay, all done. So everybody's
Yeah.
placed all of their workers.
Yeah.
So we go to phase C. So everybody pay their food costs.
Oh, second. First things first, I'll move that
3.
to there.
Do it this time.
Take 2 food that goes to there, then that's 4 food.
So you have paid all of your costs,
Yep, so
which
I
means you get the bonus.
Boom.
Which means
Boom.
random logbook.
Random logbook, people. Oh, so that's an immediate gain.
1 money.
Excellent.
And then you just keep the logbook,
Spaced out.
yeah, somewhere. there.
Super. Thank you.
Right, everybody paid their food costs.
Yes.
Yes.
You paid yours, which was 3.
Yep.
Yours is 2. Yours is
Yeah.
2.
2.
So that's the food cost. Does anybody want to refresh a crate?
No.
Uh,
Oh, I meant to put that over
yes,
there.
because I can play 1.
Don't have any crate.
1 money to refresh
Use
the
it
crate.
To effectively get 2 next turn.
Yeah.
So, boom.
Anybody got any statues on the board?
No.
Anybody completed their 3 spaces nearest the main island?
No.
No. Workers come home. Marketplace empties. Harbour master moves on and stands up. Round 3.
Boy.
The drunken old
Oh,
salt
cricket.
as he is.
Got that quite right, did I?
Who is the first player? Emily?
Emily,
Yes.
first player.
Right, okay, off you go. So income first. So place an island tile and then place.
I guess if
Uh,
we weren't playing on camera, you'd do this.
You'd do this simultaneously if we weren't playing on camera. Yeah. And an island. Yeah, so if you just plan what you're going to do and then do it when it gets around to you.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, boop. In that case, let's take 1. Maybe we'll take 1.
Okay. So stone on the mountain.
Stone.
And what's the bonus?
Take
Another one of
lamb
those.
thing.
There you go. Right. Any other income over there? No.
No.
Rob.
Drop that down there like that.
The islet tile
Take
goes there.
a gold and golden forest.
I swear I'm always picking up the same one.
There's only 2
Two.
coming
Is
in,
there only-
3 maybe.
I'm going to stick that
Okay.
one there, which gets cloth and stone on it.
Yeah. So that settlement went onto a meadow, which is fine.
Yep.
Another income. Stephen?
Excellent, thank you. So my island tile, I'm going to place.
All gone quiet in the chat, so I assume everything is working okay. We've
hopefully.
not crashed the stream again.
So I get a stone or a wood and food. I think I put it back towards my previous problem. And then those 2. I'll place there. Oh, I didn't. Hold on, I didn't get a. I should have got a stone there.
Stone on there, yeah.
And I should have got a wood.
Paul, you have 4 incomes.
So we do that.
First one. Where was that boat?
That boat was there, so
Yeah,
it's going
it
to go
moves
there.
to there, yep.
That's going to come off for that.
For that. Yep. Hang on,
Where's
where's
that
this?
goes on the
that
building.
goes there.
Where's this?
That's there like that.
Yeah, I'll put it there. There you go. And this, yeah, we need to put it so it actually matches, lines up. There you go.
I get a draw from the bag.
Hang on. You need a
Bag?
cube on there.
Oh,
Let's do it
sorry,
one step
okay.
at a time.
Forgot about that. Cube on there.
Right.
Now I get a draw from the bag. And a coin.
Okay. And then placing a landscape.
and then placing a landscape, which I
Ooh.
could shim,
Yeah.
but I wasn't planning to.
Or you could build a super settlement. We're doing fine. Excellent. Right, just checking.
I could shim and build a super settlement,
There's one big problem with me teaching and not playing,
but
is that I want to play.
Yeah.
but I'm going to stick to my original plan, which was that.
Okay. So
I can see an issue. Yeah. No, that's all right. That's
Okay.
fine. That's
So-
fine because it gets me the food I need.
yeah. So Paul's building a nice flat land over here, all level 2. Just destroying your playable, Stephen.
That's fine. That's not point.
Right. Are we done with income?
Yeah.
So worker placement. Phase B.
I am building.
Okay. What you building? Is this the plan?
Yeah,
Hey.
I think.
Hey.
Right, so I'm going to do this and one of these by getting rid of this one. I get a coin,
So that's 3 cloth to get a coin. Yeah.
right? And then I can therefore build one of these.
Which costs 2 coin,
2 coin.
4 wood,
1, 2, 3, 4.
and 4 stone.
Nicely.
1, 2, 3.
Yes, very
4.
nice. Okay, so that big building has to go on one of those 2 level 3 places there.
Yeah, and I thought it could go on.
There
that
you go. And you get
And you move forward
1,
twice
2,
with one of your
3,
ships.
4. And you have unlocked your milestone for 2 buildings, which you can use
Oh,
immediately
yes.
if you want to.
one.
So Emily has built a large building on a nice place there. You can see that. There you go.
And my ship has to move
So
2.
it's,
One of the ships has
it's
to move
2,
2.
but you built it on a settlement,
Yes.
so it's 3. You get a bonus 1 movement point for building it on a settlement. So yeah, one of your
Might
ships
as well
moves
move
3.
this one. So 1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3. Yeah,
And I get a coin.
you get the coin back.
Smashing.
So yeah, choose which special building you want.
Shall I carry on in the meantime?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So first things first, that to there gets me 2 gold.
It goes into your marketplace, which you
Market.
then put.
Move up to
Yeah.
here. I then jump onto here.
If you need any
Because of
extra
the-
information, Emily, there's a bit more explanation in the back of the
because of the
rulebook.
dual discount again.
They're quite
I only need
self-explanatory.
3 gold. 1, 2, 3, and 2 cloth. 1, 2 to complete the
Second crate, which is another milestone.
Another milestone completed.
You're going to use it?
Yes, but 1 second whilst I think about
Okay.
exactly what. In the meantime, that gets me 2 forward on here. 1, 2, which picks me up another gold.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take this one.
That's my. Well, yes, I'm going to use it, and I'm going to take another circular.
Another, you're not going for a.
Thank you.
No, because it switches out.
That's the one.
Although. So it won't increase my number of actions, but it will.
Secure one of these.
More importantly, it gives me a bonus, a more powerful action.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
yes.
square workers. They're
Cool.
special.
What are the? So is there one of them that gears around shipping
Crates.
crates? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, and 5 for 3, 5, and 8 points. It ramps up.
So,
You already got 2.
already got 2.
Yeah, he's already got 2 crates.
Nice.
And I get because I get a discount, so
Yeah.
it's more or less
Ah,
what I'm
right.
getting off.
For you.
Yeah, that's the good one for you.
Yes, I'm going to take that square up.
Okay. And then take one of your
Happily,
circular
I'll
ones.
pop it onto the one that gets me the.
There you go.
points
That
for
has
crates.
been claimed.
Right, I need to make sure I get 5 food a turn.
Awesome.
I need to get that card.
Right. All done?
Yep.
Right, Stephen.
Excellent. I'm going to build a building, which hopefully will turn out to be possible. Where's the building? Somebody gets some stuff.
What do you want to pay?
Feel
Do
free to
anchors-
pay me money.
So do anchors stack under the ships?
Yes,
So if
but
I
your
get
first
four
one can go on
anchors-
any.
Yep.
Your next one has to go on the
So
other
the
one.
only drawback is it basically it burns off ships until you can
Yeah.
keep moving again. That's fine. Thank you.
And you can have this wood.
Okay.
Which may or may not turn out to be silly.
Which has to go in the
Goes into the
market.
marketplace.
Absolutely. And then the building, so it costs a coin, and it costs 2 wood,
Yep.
and 2 stone.
Use that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so you place one of these, which has to go either there, or there. But if you build it on a settlement, you'll get a bonus helm point.
This is the goal.
So that's 2 helm points.
Hooray!
So you can either move this ship 2 or this ship 1, because the first one will get rid of the anchor token.
Yes. I think I will move. Oh, yes. I'll move that one. for
Yeah,
now.
so the anchor goes, and then you move to this sandbank here, and you get
Yes.
food
A food.
and also a wood or a stone.
Yes.
And while Paul takes his turn, draw the top 4. Choose one. So, Emily, what did you put into play? Card
Pardon?
for your big building.
Oh, the tower. Draw. It's got a little hourglass, so I'm assuming that means
Anytime
it's
action?
an anytime action. Draw 2 double landscape tiles from the bag.
Okay, and I think that's a once per. I think you flip it over when you use it,
Yeah,
and you can flip it back
during
by
part
paying
C.
2 coins in phase C. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rob, what did you take
So
as your other card?
I was at the small shipyard. Whenever you build an income boat, get 1 step on the cartographer track.
Okay. Right, Paul, what are you doing?
So I've done a cartographer action to shim this, and I've built that. I'm doing this action basically. I've drawn one out of the bag.
Drawn one out of the bag, placed one,
Yeah.
shimming it.
Yeah. Done.
Okay. Back to you, Emily.
Where does the statue get built?
Same rules for building.
Like a settlement.
At the
Yeah.
top, the highest
fine.
point.
Yeah.
The highest empty
Fine.
sector.
Not an issue. Just
I'm
asking.
going to use
Thought
the
it probably
tower
was.
to
Yeah.
pick up 2
2 from the bag.
thingies.
All big building cards are flipped for use. There we go. Right, thank you. So every one of these, to
Yeah.
use it, you flip it over.
Okay.
That's it. I've only played once, and we never built any in our game. We never got round to it.
Oh. And then for the actual.
Pop your card here. What have you taken?
Taking the surveyor's office, so when I build a building, I get a landscape tile.
Okay. Yep. I wonder if it includes that one.
Yeah.
This does not apply to the small building that gave you this
This
card.
one.
There you go.
To put
Fair enough. I mean,
Yeah,
I
fair enough.
didn't have the card when I built the
of
building.
these
Yeah.
down. I've just got. I've not
Interesting.
thought about where to put them though.
Are you putting 2 on there?
Yeah.
Wow. Lots of growth.
What side?
Are we going to have our first square worker action?
Yes.
How very exciting.
Hold on to your butts.
Yeah.
Okay. So lots of cubes. Right,
Cube there.
Rob.
That's me.
Cube there.
Okay. Let's do. This could be interesting. Let's do this. So I'm going to jump to there to place this for free, which is worth 2 stone. Well, a stone and a wood are worth 2 each. And then going to place my square worker here. Take that
Yeah.
and immediately
What you're going to use to build it.
1, 2, 3, and technically 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
A little bit inefficient, but
Okay.
so that immediately gets me another +1 movement here.
Yeah. You would have got an extra movement if you'd have put it there,
Oh yes, there is that.
if you wanted to, because statues in settlements are better,
Yes, I think we will, because that also then pushes me to there.
which gets you
Another one of them.
another one of these.
Another coin.
More money. There you go.
Thank
you. 2 logbook tokens.
Choo choo. And a statue, so that's going to keep moving that forward
Yep.
now as well. And freed up a space over there.
All done.
Yes, that's
Think
it for
so?
me.
Stephen.
Thank you. Oh. Right, so starting point,
Yeah.
do that,
2 money which goes in here,
Yes.
which you could then transfer up
which I will.
to there.
And then I will. Oh yes, next thing I was going to do is get some wood. So I'm going to spend my cartographer points to build.
So you're doing one of these.
Yes.
You place a
yes.
little forest on the ground level. And,
Uh,
yeah, placing it on level 1 would cost you 3.
Oh, I don't have 3.
No, you only had 2. So you can put it on the ground level to get 1 wood.
Yeah, that's not helpful.
Okay. put that
Okay, that's all 4 pieces. So I've got 2 monies, and I've got no wood, but I have 2 stone, and can't get any cartographer points at this point.
There's 3 there.
There's 3 there.
Yeah.
That's quite useful.
It is.
And wood. Other things are okay. Well, if I can't do that, I need to get some more tiles out. So, how much?
Yeah, you're going to need another tile going into the next income phase. So that
Yes.
might be a good place.
Yes, I think I'm going to do that. That's
You
pretty
take the
straightforward.
Cooper tile.
Yeah.
Woof woof.
Am I?
There he is.
And then you.
Take a
Take a tile.
there and a cartographer point.
So you now have 3. If you did want to build a forest now.
Well, it's part of a larger plan.
Right,
so
okay.
I may want to use it in a different way now.
Yeah. Paul.
Thank you.
I think one first. So, but then I won't have the money. Oh, yeah, I will. No, I won't have the resources. So
This turn. I'm trouble feeding my people,
Oh, right.
Oh,
but I'll get caught up. So.
what was I gonna do?
yeah, you have plenty of workers.
Yeah.
Do that instead.
Build statue.
3 stone,
3 wood.
3 wood.
Where are you going to put it? In the settlement or not in the settlement?
No, not in the settlement. Let's go in there.
So you get 1 helm point.
1 helm point. Is that it? Is that all I get for that?
Yeah.
That seems a bit.
Yeah, but remember it'll move. You'll get 1 helm point at the end of each round now.
Yeah.
Emily, no workers left?
Moving that
But now
across.
you do have a work left. Yeah.
Get a new one. And I'm going to do this one.
So 3 cartographer points and a free cube.
3.
Or money.
Money.
Okay.
I
Need
think
money.
I'm just going to have to bite the bullet this turn and take the food hit. So.
Let them starve.
Well, they're chubby buggers. They can get by on their own food
Mm-hmm.
reserves.
Why isn't one of Paul's workers on a royal order? Did I miss something? Yes. Yeah, so Matthias is answering him. So we're all good.
You, Emily, you may have that.
Oh, thank you.
Because I'm going to go here and take 2 more.
2 more out the bag.
Go out the bag, please. Thank you.
I'm done.
You are done. Paul, you got 1 normal worker left.
money, can I?
Be tricky.
Actually, I can, but I can't do it now. I'll pay 1 stone for that. Yeah, that's really. I get money there. I get money there. Haven't got 2 stones, so I've literally got 2 wood and 1 stone, which doesn't allow me to do anything much. So I'm going to have to go there, I think. Oh yeah, I can't go on top of myself, so I've got to go there.
You have to pay somebody something. You get a coin or a cube.
Sorry? Oh yeah.
no.
3, and you
The
get a
point
coin.
was to get a coin.
Again, you can go on a space where somebody else is, even if you can't afford it.
Yeah, but you know,
They get the thing
Can
from
you
the
pass
bank,
me a coin?
Oh,
and you get
yes.
an anchor token. Yeah, same way as in the harbour. Are we all done?
Yes.
Workers are all placed.
I could do a free action to put
Yeah, if you wanted to.
a single tile.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How high do you want it to be?
Probably only level 1.
no, it's only cost you 2.
Put it on ground level.
Yeah.
Put a brown cube on it. Right. So phase C. Food.
Yeah, can you give me 5 anchor tokens?
5 anchor tokens.
Didn't feed them at all.
Actually, I think
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, I was going to have to try and top it out this turn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow.
We shall never speak of this again.
So, question to Matthias and Oda: have you ever seen somebody take 5 anchor tokens? Stephen, you're paying 2
I'm
food.
paying 2 food.
Paul, you're paying 3. Emily,
3.
you're paying 2. 3.
3.
Right.
Paying
Food
3.
paid. Anybody want to refresh a crate or a
Yes.
large building?
I'm refreshing a crate for 1.
Well, I can't afford it.
One money to refresh that.
Thank you.
Next, anybody got a statue?
Yes.
Right.
I'm going to burn off one of my anchors.
Yeah.
As frantically as possible, going, oh God, why?
Yeah, I
why,
got a statue.
why?
Yeah.
So you get a movement point. You get a ship helm point.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, anybody got the 3 spaces occupied nearest the?
Nope.
No.
Not yet.
Workers come home. Market clears. Harbour master moves on and stands up. We are going into round 4.
Of 5.
So Matthias has seen somebody take 5 anchor tokens.
Did they lose?
They did not win.
Oh, okay. Well, challenge accepted.
Yeah, to be fair, Rob's doing very well in terms of points for
He's doing
movement and
yeah.
other
very
things.
well,
so.
It's a balance. You know.
Okay, so start of round 4. Stephen, you have Cooper.
I
So,
do.
so shall we do income simultaneous now? Is everybody
I
okay
think so,
with
that's
it?
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So everybody do your income steps
Pass me a coin,
simultaneously.
please.
People will be watching on the camera to make sure you're doing it right.
No pressure.
That's the
Right.
coin.
So,
From there. 1 from the bag.
let's put 1 there. So that gets me food, goes on there.
So what was your income, Rob, to take a statue off?
That one.
And
That's not income.
point.
You don't get your islands. Oh, you placed it. Sorry.
Placed it.
Oh, you placed it. Right. Okay.
Placing one of those.
Nice.
I want. That. Which gets me 1 cloth. That's not cloth. That's cloth. I assume the one from there goes in there.
It's a gain. Yeah.
That's everything there.
You can be planning your first move.
I am.
So this is round 4 of 5.
Oh, I was doing something like that. Rubbish.
Can I do a skim so it goes there?
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you spend 1
For
cartographer
1.
point. Stick a meadow on there, and then that
And
goes
that
on
goes
top.
on top.
And do you want gold, or do you want stone?
I might try for gold.
So, let's have a look at Emily's very large island now. That's quite a,
Hugely tall.
It's very
mountain.
hilly.
yeah, very, very hilly. So if you can see that on Cooper Cam, there we go. Right, has everybody done all of their income steps?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, right, Stephen, first action.
Yes. So, I'm going to build another building and I'll get another worker. That seems very useful.
Yeah.
And I think I have everything to do that. Although I will waste the wood, which is very unfortunate. Oh, this was the core of that other plan. Let's do that now. So I'm going to place a level 2 forest. 1, 2, 3. Over there.
It's a level 2 forest.
Uh,
Yeah, it costs you 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I get some wood on it. Okay.
And then I will build a building, which, thank you,
So, little building,
a little building,
2 stone,
which is stone,
2 wood.
2 wood, and a coin, presumably. So I will build a little building. So it's the highest unoccupied space, is that correct?
Yeah. So it's got to go either there or there. You will get a bonus movement if you put it there.
Oh, I never did get the bonus movement there. Right.
And whenever you erected a building, you're going to get a free one of these
Yes,
because
this
of
is,
your
this is
surveyor's office.
This is exciting. So place it there, and move here. So that's 1, 2.
Yep.
So
So all of that stuff.
a coin and a gold or cloth.
So start of round 4, anybody who is betting on the outcome, last chance. Who do you think is going to win? Blue, red, black or yellow?
Not me.
Not me.
We're working on it.
And that was all for that action, I think. Except for taking. Oh, I'm going to take a card, and then take a tile, and then that's me done essentially,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Over
Paul? And also, if you are in the chat and you're not the designer or the publisher, let me know if you've played it. And if so, what was your winning score? Mine was 28 in a 2-player game yesterday, of which 22 came from boat movement. So
I'm going to shim that. Oh, that way up. That way up. And then
so you're placing 2 tiles, are you?
Yeah.
So your first one is to shim. Did you pay the cartographer?
I did.
Okay.
So there's my 3 food I need.
Yeah. And is that going to be gold or stone?
Is that a 3 gold or just a 1 gold?
3 gold.
3 gold.
Yeah.
I guess. No, it's going to be stone.
So Matthias was betting on you, Rob, but he's not so sure now.
Oh, you little fake, Matthias. I'll admit that was a painful hit. So
It was,
could,
yeah.
It could lost me the game. We'll see.
1, 2, 3. A coin, please.
Coin.
So I'm choosing a customs house, or yes, a
And
customs house.
I'll do the
Gets me a coin.
Right.
Voila.
put one of
Yeah.
these onto here.
I haven't got it back.
Action.
So you're
for
spending the 3
1,
cartographer
2,
points.
3. Yeah.
You have a couple of stone. Okay.
So I'm gonna go to the first action. Take the dog.
Woof.
I'm gonna place one of these here, which gets me 3 gold, 3 cloth, or
Chris has not played, but looking forward to it. I think you'd love this, Chris. Yeah.
and one of these.
And Matt is saying it may be controversial, but he reckons the player who wins is the one who's going to score the most points.
It's an interesting
Wow.
Very controversial.
Insightful.
Don't post that on Reddit. The internet will explode.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
bet. Haven't you told them this is all scripted? You know,
Oh, yeah,
for
the whole
last 2
thing's
weeks
planned.
we've been rehearsing this.
This is not actually
It's
going
been-
out
it's-
live.
It's been work with my dramatic comeback in the third act. You know. So.
My elaborate failure to build took ages to figure out how to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it. So you managed to turn this over at some
Yes.
point. Excellent. I shall leave that there.
Me?
I think so. No? Yes?
Hold on, who just played? Rob just played, didn't he?
Oh, yes, so it's your second action.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. You were still doing your thing from last time. Yeah.
It's alright, Paul looked at me and I thought,
It looked like you're funny.
So you're having another worker?
Yes, I am.
Is it going to be a square worker?
It's an interesting question. It was a disadvantage that I recall at this point because I really still have a.
Yeah, if you take this, you'll lose this one, but you will claim one of those.
That was the thing. Yes. I don't really know which one I want to claim yet, so I think I might just go for a circular worker.
Okay. Cheap one or expensive one?
So this gives me the helm point now.
No. If you pay all of your food costs, you will
So
get the helm
that
point.
was it. Yes. Which I can do. Let's be bold.
Okay.
I'll try being bold. And yes.
How did that work out for you, Rob?
We'll find out in an hour or so when the game ends.
Hungry Rob.
Yeah. Hey, I'm doing fine. It's all the mysteriously vanished settlers that you know.
Exactly.
And that's why we should stop looking for the bodies.
I'll put an order in for some pizza.
Yep.
Yes. So. Great. So, I have 1 coin, and I can get 2 more, which means I can build a boat. This is tremendously exciting. Any other things I could do? No, we'll leave that for now. I will. I don't have enough stone. Nope. Go with first plan. Build a boat.
So that gets you 2 coins.
2 coins. Go to the marketplace. Go up to
Go up to the storage. Yep.
Storage. And
Choose the boat building action.
I think there was a way I could magically get more. Oh no, that was there. So I choose a boat building action. I guess it has to be that one because I don't have any more coins.
This one here.
Oh, sorry. Beg your pardon. Yes, there you are.
So which one?
It is that one because that's the only one I can afford. And I will choose something to do. And I'm going to take that one.
Okay.
So that one
Put
goes
that on there. So
there.
you spend 3 money
Spend 3 money,
and 2 wood, which is 3.
which is 3 alas.
3 wood. And you get 1 helm point to spend immediately,
Super duper. I'll go there.
which gets you 1 cartographer point.
Yes.
And also you get this. So you get a wood, a stone, or a food.
Excellent. I think I'm going to get more of that soon, so I will
Get some food and sell it to Rob for
I will take a wood.
Chris is here. Hi Chris, thank you for joining in. You're going to be playing this weekend. Excellent. So yeah, rewind to the start and watch the tutorial. We're all done. Paul. Yeah, Matt's saying that I have no chance of winning. That's just
Again,
They have no
bold.
faith, do they?
ye of little faith.
Because you've got no resource reserves, no ships.
I
no
think
crew.
I've won whatever.
That it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So next action.
I am building. So I need to pay Stephen.
Oh,
To
gosh,
use the action space.
Somebody paid me.
So it goes here.
Never happened before.
Big building, little building.
Big building.
Big building. Ooh.
So I've got the
2 money.
2 money.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
4 wood.
4 wood.
Yeah. And 4
1,
stone.
2,
Nice.
3, 4 stone.
Okay. And where does that big building go?
it has to go here. Or it could go over
It could
there.
go there. Yeah.
I'm going to put it here though.
Okay, so that's 2 helm points.
1, 2. So I went past a thing, which means I can take a double.
Take one of that
Landscape.
out, yeah. And then you get one of those 4 cards. He fans them out, only showing 3. There you go, one of those 4 cards.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Matt.
Right. I'm going to go here, paying Paul a shiny penny.
Thank you.
2.
Isn't that interesting?
Just going to offset these slightly just for the overhead camera.
Pay
Okay.
2 wood, 2 gold, 10 me 3 gold. Drop that down there like that.
Statue.
Yep.
That's your second statue. Is you another worker?
Yep.
Nice.
Immediately I get 1 movement, so I burn 1 from here.
Yep. Get rid of those anchor tokens.
Yep.
Yep, that's fine. Right. Any more?
That was it for that action.
Okay. What Emily? What building do you build, Emily?
I built the library,
Obviously.
obviously.
Emily
Game.
likes books.
Gain up to 3 steps on your cartographer track.
Just as a once per.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's got the hourglass.
Yeah. Flip it over to get 3 cartographer steps. Yeah, nice. Oh, John Dunnett's here. Hello, John. Thank you for joining in. John's got a little spanner next to his name. That means I gave him admin privileges at some point in the past and forgot to rescind them. Please don't go and delete any videos on my YouTube channel.
Right, me taking action. I think I shall go there.
Mm-hmm. So you get a double landscape, and you can play a double landscape.
So I think that I will. I can. What's the word?
Shim.
Shim. Thank you.
So 1 cartographer point to shim.
Yes, thank you.
What would you like to shim?
I think I will shim over there.
To a meadow.
A meadow. Thank you.
There you go.
Take my point to have.
I've spent it, yeah.
Super, thank you. And place it there.
Okay.
And
So you get a wood here and a cloth there.
wood there and a cloth there.
Right, okay. And you're done?
That's me.
Paul?
Oh, I guess I should move this up before it gets destroyed.
Have a coin.
A coin, thank you.
Joe's saying try to follow along during the rules explanation, but yeah. Listening along while you play is better. Yes. Yeah, he was busy at work.
1, 2, 3.
Did you pay Black his resource? Paul?
So
Yeah.
yeah,
he did. He gave
Yeah,
me a
he
coin.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
Converting these two. I've got space.
What, for money?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 5 money.
5 money.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I didn't need to give you a coin. You can have the wood.
Okay.
I'll have the coin back.
Instead of the coin.
Yeah.
Was it this
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That goes to my marketplace, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I put it in the wrong place.
Put that there. I'm building a boat here.
So that was 5 money and 2 wood.
There's the 2 wood.
Yeah.
What am I building? I'm
Seems like
building that one.
I don't have another turn.
So-
Am I still able to move this up at some point?
In part C.
You can do it in part C.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
I'll
you can pretty
get
much do it anytime, even at the very end of the
one
game.
of those, which I reckon I've got a 3 stone. Let's just have a wood. Might as well put it there as that's what's getting it.
And 2 helm points.
And 2 helm points. 1, 2.
No. So you move from one sandbank to the next.
Oh. I'm better off going that way.
Yes.
If you want the
Well,
logbook.
it's the same.
It's the same, isn't it?
So well,
Yeah.
each
1,
one.
2.
Yeah.
That'll get me the.
Whereas
Yeah, but that'll get me the bonus thing.
Whereas that gives you
That's
some sort
just-
of random bonus for
Yeah.
getting the logbook.
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay.
Random
That's a
logbook
guaranteed
bonus.
bonus. That's
Yeah.
a random bonus.
Yeah.
What you got? What you got? Is it exactly the same as what you would have got?
No, garbage.
Okay, there we go.
One of them.
You flip the logbook. That is yours.
No, that's the one I wanted 25 minutes ago.
Cooper Cam. Yes, John. The game has a 3D element, so we're using Cooper Cam to show off, if it sort of works, the 3D nature of the game, because people are building on multiple levels. In fact, yeah, we can keep this one here. If it'll work. No, it's kind of in the way, isn't it? There we go. So yeah, if you need to see anybody's player board, just ask, and we can show them off. There we go. Right. Daniel's here. Hello, Daniel. Did you win yet? Yes. Yeah, you won before we started.
Pay Rob
Yeah, there's a lot of using of other players' actions, isn't there?
to put that one there.
Which gets you a helm point,
Oh,
I believe.
yes, there's a help.
Yep,
so
there
it's
is a
not
helm.
when you build it, it's
Nope,
when you
I
put
think
it
it's
on
when
there.
you put it on there. Yep.
Nice.
I will just check that before Matthias answers.
Yeah.
But I think that's the rule.
That action there, Paul, the square one, that's and use any island in play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody's island, including your own.
Right, I think what I'm going to do for this next action is jump to there. So I get to draw one from the bag and play it, and go up one on there.
There you go.
Thank you.
No idea which bonus I'm building towards, have you?
No.
Boom, boom.
No.
And then I'm going to spend 2 from there to drop a pasture down here, which gets me the extra food I needed to feed my people this time. So no one's starving this time. We're having dinner tonight, boys.
Yeah, my people might, I might have starvation issues next time.
Who cares? We're eating dinner tonight.
That's correct.
Okay. You done, Stephen?
I have no more workers.
It's just me, yes, back
It's
to
just
again.
you
Yeah.
again.
Joey's going to be playing Maracaibo and Cooper
Paul,
Island
have
tomorrow,
some cloth.
which I would love to do.
I'm
So
gonna
that
go
one moves along.
But I
on
have a
there,
video to
to
finish,
there.
and I get a book
which I'm not going to get
Why is
finished.
that
You've got a
video?
logbook.
because I had to move along one for putting a thingy there.
Oh,
Very
super.
nice.
Yep.
There you go. Oh, you take one.
So I'm taking 2 more from the bag, and then that's it for me.
Yeah, you always get the bonus in the moment you cover it. Yep.
Okay.
Boom, boom.
Anybody got anything else to do?
It's a pink and a brown cube.
I think that's it.
So we're done with round 4.
We are.
By the looks of it, yeah.
Okay, so feeding.
1 second. So before that ends, I'm doing that to getting 2 more food tokens.
Well, you can do that in C.
Oh, sorry, in C.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay, so that's your 4 food spent.
5,
Because
6.
you- Oh, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And
So
because you fed
them all.
everybody, you get a helm point.
Yep. Or in other words, we repair the ships.
Stephen, you need to pay 4 food, but if you do,
and I do,
you get a helm point.
I get a helm point.
Paul? Just 3.
Mm-hmm.
Emily?
Me too.
Okay. Right. Refreshing buildings
Yep.
or crates?
I pay a silver to move my one back up to there.
Don't have
No,
Don't have
but I'm gonna
coin.
just 1, 2.
Don't
3.
have any buildings or crates.
Okay. Next, every statue you have on the board gets you a helm point.
2. So my anchors are cleared and we're back on course, boys.
That gets me 1 cloth or 1 gold.
In
impressive
fact,
if you actually managed to
I'm
kill
getting a
them all.
move this turn as well because I managed to complete something in all 3 of them. So
Ooh.
boom! Oh yeah!
We're off.
Change of plan, lads. Leg it.
Workers come back, marketplace clears, harbour master moves on to the 5th card, and then we start the final round of the game.
Okay. Can I have all my boys back, please?
Alright. Cool.
Thank you.
I'm back with time back
Right.
doing stuff now.
So, if everybody wants to do their income simultaneously, ask if you've got any questions.
Presumably, if
Oh
you
dear.
place the tile, for example, like neither of those I can actually do the,
you pass me the bag, please,
on,
Rob?
on the island.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I?
Yeah, you could put that there.
No, I mean I can place it, but then this thing I can't do that because I don't have space to put.
Oh, that's true.
Do you mean there's the
Yes.
penalty related
No,
to that,
no
other than
penalty.
the fact that you lose out
Yeah.
on something?
Okay, I choose to move that to there, which means it's only getting me 1 wood.
I want wood.
That means I get to drop that there, which gets me 3 food and 3 cloth.
Those scoring points, logbooks.
So it's 10:30. We're probably going to be finished by 11, which is not
Yeah,
bad.
That's what I was hoping.
3 hours for a 4-player game, including Teach. Although you are all staying after this so that I can play. Yeah.
Cool.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
yes,
cool.
Yes.
And then we'll do Maracaibo afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh, sorry, we're doing a light evening then. I thought you were the heavy game evening. Come on.
And then we'll play 18 Coast to Coast, which Paul played this week. It took him 19 and a half hours.
Wow.
And I thought my game of Advanced Civ...
There were some issues with it. we did have to. We were missing 11 corporations, so we had to substitute them, which kind of slowed it down because we had to keep looking up which ones were which.
It's not a 19 and a half hour game.
No, 10 hours should be.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Doing 12 hours.
Yeah, my 15-hour game of Advanced Civ about 11 years ago should have been 13 hours, but at 5 in the morning people were falling asleep.
Yeah, well, we played.
So-
We played until 3, and then had to play 4 more hours the following day. But
Then someone had a psychotic episode.
So that is allowed to go there. That is legal.
Can't do that now though.
And not only I realised I didn't leave enough self-space to be able to build either of these, so...
Oh, and then Twilight Imperium 4. Nah, don't do random.
I've got no interest in those light fluffy games. Build.
they played that in the same room as we played C2C, and the day before we played it, we played Arkwright. In half the time they paid TI for.
Oh.
Yeah, which certain TI players seem to think that
Yes.
it should take 14 hours, but in fact you can play it quite quickly.
If you do not have a spot,
There.
you can't do the action. So it's not that you can take it and just throw it away.
No,
You're not allowed to take the ribbon
yeah,
off the
yeah,
board
I
if
would
you don't
assume
have
so.
space for it. There we go.
That's a. I'm going to do a boat action. My boat action. Which one do I need? I've got 1, 2, 3 wood. Got 1, 2 stone.
One,
There you
two.
go. Right. So only one end game scoring card has been claimed so far.
Just to clarify, that's
Yeah.
that one there. That's 3 stone and 3 wood, or
Or-
2 cloth and 2 gold.
2 stone,
Sorry,
2
stone.
wood.
2 wood and 2 gold.
Yeah.
We're good to go?
I think we are good to go if we've all done income.
Just selecting my.
Has everybody
last
placed
income, sorry.
their tiles?
I placed my tiles.
Just got to have a look at
I
Emily's
haven't
island.
pla- I haven't
'cause
placed my tiles.
it's by far the nicest looking island, I think. There we go.
Ah,
Check that
thank
out.
you.
Well, it's the multi-levels, it's the buildings,
It's a nice place to live.
It is. It's all pretty good.
So, I'm going to start off with Harbour Mastering.
Yep.
So with my 2 discount, including him, I spend 6 cloth. I take the discount for the 2 gold, 1 from that card.
So
one
what
from
is that
Harbour
last
Mastering.
card?
It's 2
Sorry?
jumps.
Okay. Apologies for this. We have the cards set up in the wrong order, I believe.
Ah, yes.
We're not going to change it now, but we have the 4 and the 5 the wrong way round.
Didn't notice that.
So apologies for that. We have done that slightly wrong.
Oh, silly Paul. But I could have done nothing definitely last time. But it was
Yeah,
on
yeah,
my
yeah.
turn. That jumps there. So I jump forward 2 on there. Claim another 1 from here. Spend my 6 cloth. Lay him down. Bada bing, bada
How
boom.
many crates is that you've got?
3. So I'm scoring.
You got 3, so you're getting a few points from it. Yep.
Yep. And I think and the points jumping forward there, so it's all good. Stephen, do your thing.
3 regular workers.
3 regular workers. Right, so I've got sufficient wood for that, but I don't have sufficient stone
Yeah.
for a special building, which is unfortunate.
How is the On Mars video coming along? I'm now 71% of the way through.
It's very
If I worked all weekend and didn't do anything else, I'd get it finished, but I will probably finish it on Monday, is the plan.
Don't have any money. So I can build a statue, or I can build a small building. No, I can't build a small building, I don't have any money.
You also can't build a small building because you've built all of your small buildings.
This is we forgot the finite number of small
And here we go,
buildings.
Paul with his logic
Yeah,
again.
no.
Oh.
Him and his sort of set ways of thinking.
I know.
We'll get outside the box. They're really going to succeed in terms of strategy, are you?
I'll build a building in my mind.
My mind, man.
Gold. I don't have gold. Right, this doesn't help. Boats, money. Right, so let's just go with the statue.
Statue.
I'm not sure whether
You got 2 wood and 2 gold.
I do have 2 wood and 2 gold, so let's do that.
So the building a statue space is over
over
there.
there. Let's do that first.
So
Right.
you spent the 2 wood, you spent the 2 gold.
Yes.
It's got to go there or there.
Right. So let's put it there.
Other way up.
Try again.
That's it. And
There
that
we
gives
go.
you 1 helm point.
That gives me 1 helm point. And so where does
You
this
move to the sandbank.
sandbank?
Yeah, the next sandbank. You just move from sandbank to sandbank.
Ah, so I've not moved over that. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, you're on that.
Chris is saying thank you for doing the streams. No, thank you for all of your support. There will be a lot more coming this month and next month.
Is there an advantage
I
to me
think you
rather
do get
doing-
that one because you're on it, aren't you?
No, you only get it when you pass over the
Ah,
island.
okay.
So is there an advantage to me rather moving this one so that I'm closer to getting a logbook?
Each one is 1 movement point.
Okay.
So, assuming you're going to get 2 more movement points by the end of the game,
Yeah.
and the bonus for getting a logbook is only it's a minor bonus.
Okay.
Oh, mine got me
Right,
more
okay,
cubes, if that helps.
Right.
In your decision making
Okay. Thank
process.
you.
Okay, all done.
Yeah, thank you.
Paul.
Just a check, Paul.
Yep.
Can I use a square and a circle in the same action?
Yes,
I could still
Yes.
do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
because it's a different action
Space.
space.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just gonna go over yourself.
So I think I need.
Points.
Well, yeah, I need points, but I need to get 2 things down. So I need that.
So 3 cartographer points
Why did I do that?
and money or a cube.
I can't.
Okay.
I might be better off doing things in a different order, actually.
Lose the 3 cartographer points then.
I thought I was going to be better off doing it in that order, but I've just realised I can't store stuff that I was going to spend. So let's do that first. I can pay Stephen from here, can't I?
No.
No.
I
They-
can't.
they are
stay-
not
they-
yours.
They are not mine
No.
Until you move them up to.
until I move them up.
But you can move one
But you can
cloth off
spend
there
it
and
from
move the
there
cloth
and
back in,
yeah.
So.
And then move
Yeah.
it up.
So
I could have built that.
Could you?
if I
What, this
if I
turn?
give Stephen that,
Yeah. I hadn't got the statue. I didn't realise it didn't really cost
well,
any money.
rewind because I'm on statue space.
You've got the wood?
Yes,
You
it
don't have 6 wood.
so, but I can't remember how there was a way to get more wood.
You've not got a crate.
No, I think it was just go into the that space over there and get an extra gold.
what do I
and-
get when I build a statue? Nothing.
And,
Do I get a movement when I
Yeah.
build a statue?
And where have you built it?
There.
So
That's
that's
not.
2 movement.
That's not where I can build it. That's why I
No.
couldn't. That's why I
It
It
can't.
has to go
That's
up
why
there.
I can't build it now. Oh no, because I'm paying for it with that. And these 3.
Okay,
So it can then go there.
it can go there. Statue in the mountains.
Yeah, that's all right.
1 helm point.
That's fine. 1 helm point, which I guess is going to be there,
Which is a logbook.
which is a logbook. Let's hope I get a better bonus than last time. That is a better bonus than last time.
What is it?
1 cube.
Okay.
Last time it was draw a tile and I already tiles I couldn't use.
Let's just keep these on camera.
So if I do,
So you get what? Stone, a wood, or a food?
yeah, I think it might be no wood.
Right, all done.
Yep.
Done.
Emily?
Building.
Another building.
A little one.
Little one. 1 money, 2 wood, 2 stone.
1 money. 2 stone. 2 wood.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to go up here.
It does. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go.
Thank you. And I get to move that one to that.
Over to me.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Right.
Taking the thing out of the bag. Or
When I did
No,
my
I'm
second
gonna take
statue, I should have done this, shouldn't
two
I?
of them.
I can do it any time later.
yeah, well, you flip it over, but you don't have to move it yet.
I might as well.
I'm going to
Well,
duplicate.
no, do it at the start of your next turn.
Okay.
Because
I'm
that,
going to duplicate the
no,
Heart
you,
Master
you
action.
flip it over.
And I move it across
Move
at
it,
the start
yeah.
of my next turn. Okay.
Gonna shim with a village and drop those in there. So that gets me 3 gold and 3 cloth.
Yeah.
Which I immediately ship using that. Which gets me
Oh, I don't need to now.
another jump, which gets me a coin and a gold.
Another jump. Oh, here.
Yeah.
Because of your.
Because I just got that, which is a jump.
Oh yeah, yeah. Remember, when you arrive at this harbour, you have to pay.
Pay him, yep.
Yeah.
Im has already been planned for the pay-in.
Right, does that make it me now?
What did you take, Emily?
I'm just going to take the granary. The total feeding cost of your workers is reduced by 1.
Okay. Yep. You're up, Stephen.
So it is. So it is. So I'm going to go over there for now.
So 3 of these,
3 of those.
and then a money or a cube.
a money or a cube.
Right. So, Paul, start of your turn. Are you going to use your milestone tile?
Yeah.
So, John, this is my basically cheap varifocals that are, yeah, £1.50 from Aldi. I put them on the end of my nose, and then I can see over there, and I can see here. See? Varifocals.
Wow.
That's how it works, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, there's the bit in the middle that's like, I can't see anything. So you're having your extra worker?
Yeah, I'm having the
Oh,
extra
you've
work.
done
I've
that.
done, I've done that.
So which one's this?
That's the largest contiguous area, but I've just realised that I can't quite do. So,
Oh, if you just put a forest in there, yeah.
well, I'm going to put a forest in there, like that. What else have I got? Forest on the other end of, like that.
How are you placing that?
I'm going to do that action.
Okay, so that's 1 cartographer point,
That's 1 cartographer point,
and then you're placing 2.
and then I'm placing
Tiles.
2
So
tiles.
you've done the first one.
So I'm going to pay that for a shim.
Hang on, put cubes on that one first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I paid for a shim,
Mm-hmm.
which is going there, and then that's
Can
going
you
there.
put a cube on? Oh no, okay.
So I put a cube on there
On the top.
Yeah.
and a cube,
And the food
On
cube
there.
on there.
which means my food is covered. Now I can only do 1 action, so I've got to do
One.
it in my next turn. I can
Yes.
then do that one,
Yeah. 1 cartographer
which
action.
is going to cost me 2
per
for a
turn.
level 1.
So
Yeah.
what we have here is we have a very large cliff. There you go. So it's a bit dangerous. No, you're actually cultivating land. You're not building it up, but it does look cool. Right, Emily, down to our last actions now.
I'm going to take one and place one.
Take 1, place 1.
You know what I'm going to do as my last action.
Yeah, you just need to get 4 more movement points.
I mean, I do.
Yeah, somehow.
How does that do?
Well, because then you get you a logbook there and a logbook there, and that gets you extra money and.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's plans afoot.
Right, with your 1 remaining action.
Well,
You've got lots of resources then.
Could do again 1 more.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so I jump there to take one of these for free.
Yep. That's
And
3 of
then-
your crates used.
Yep. And then my action is to give Emily a gold, and I'm also going to go. So that work. What I need more actually, I'm not going to play the gold. I'm going to go here, keep the first player marker because this is the one I want. Shim a mountain,
It's a gold back.
Did you get your cartographer's point?
and then the photographer's point.
Mm-hmm.
Drop that in there like that, which is 2 wood, 2 stone.
2 stone, yep. Okay, so Stephen, potentially your last action.
Potentially. There's 1, 2, 3 minis I can have. There isn't a magical other way of getting money that I know of. Alas. But I can build. No, I can't. I don't have 4 stone.
You have
3
3
stone.
But remember, there's a 4 for 1 conversion right here. Should we move that up?
Yes, thank you, thank you. So I can get the 2 monies. That's easy enough. I've got 4 wood and ways I can get more stone by doing that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I knew there was a way.
Okay, so what level are you going to put it on?
I'll put it there.
So that cost you
I'll
3.
3, and I'll put it over there.
That goes there. Comes with a stone on it.
It's 2. A stone worth 2. Right. So then take that and that, which is worth 4 cloth.
Yeah. Which action are you doing? Oh, you're doing.
Anytime action exchange. So that gives me 2 monies.
Which goes in here, which then goes up to there. Yeah.
Indeed. And then I am taking an actual action eventually, which was building a building. Where's the building a building one? Yeah. So blue gets something. What can you have? You can have a coin. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then I pay 2 coins. 4 stone and 4 wood
For a large building.
for a large building. There we
It
are.
has to go there, or there. And at this stage in the game, you might as well put it there
That's what I'm thinking.
because that gets you 3 movement points.
That gets me 3 movement points.
Nice.
Where's the dog going to live, Paul, if you have no buildings?
And so
On
true.
your island.
1.
Oh, I don't know. Live in a cave. Live in the boat. I got lots of
Okay,
boats. I'm
true.
going to have
True,
lots
he
of
can
boats.
stay on the boat.
Thank you.
A logbook and
A logbook and a
a
coin.
coin for the customs house.
So where does the logbook go?
Just face down there once you've got the bonus on the back.
Just place a tile.
Yep. Not place a tile, take a tile.
Take a tile.
Take a tile from the bag,
Thank you.
and I'll give you the coin.
Thank you.
And then your 3rd movement point.
Does it make a difference which one I use? I guess.
Well, I'd go for there in case you get
in
another
case
one
I get another one.
somehow. And you get to remove a statue.
I get to remove a
Or
statue.
ruins.
Thank you. Let's do that over there.
So that might as well go there.
Yeah.
Which gets you a movement point.
Which goes there.
Yeah. Which is another logbook.
Hooray.
That's why you couldn't do that.
Which is one of those.
Yeah. And another coin.
That doesn't look quite right, yeah.
What's that?
There should always be at least one part of each
Oh,
side.
yeah.
That's true.
Should have been
Yeah.
like
right.
that. Sorry.
There you go. Yeah.
And so that's a coin.
So you can do this. That's fine. Because there's a sandbank there and there's a sandbank there.
Yeah.
Yes. Well spotted.
And I don't think that anything else
Because I'm going to be moving up there in a minute. No,
happens. So finish that.
You got your cube.
I'll take a cube. And that's it for me then, I take it.
Okay.
Yes.
You're all done. Paul.
Move that up. Trade it in for 1 money. Which will give me 3 money.
That was only 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's 2 money here.
It's 2 cloth for 1 money.
Also, it is. Damn, I can't do that.
I know that feeling.
You can do it. You've got 2 cartographer
What's
points.
a silly bugger there?
No, I need them.
Oh, you need them.
Oh,
Right, okay.
alright.
I can go there and not do the action, can't I?
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, which I might as well. Is there anywhere else I can do something sensible? Probably.
New card for building. Says Matt,
New card for building.
who just built a building.
Oh, I built a building. Yeah.
There you go.
Good
Big
point.
one.
Yes.
Thank you. And there might be something on it that gets you a bonus.
You think? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that because I was just thinking there wasn't really much point in building at this point. White flag I was looking for.
Yeah. Oh, white flag.
That's really unfortunate.
Oh no.
Go there.
Oh no.
No.
Wow. no.
No, let's go there.
Pay up.
Yeah. Hang on. Patience, man.
Give me your money.
Patience, man.
Thank you. All stone. I'll take stone as well.
Let's just wish for the right tile to come out.
Oh, you're taking a tile?
Yeah.
This is it.
Oh, then I can't build it, so it's irrelevant.
Well, you've got these. Have you not got what you need?
No.
Okay.
Really?
No, because I'm trying to get a. Oh, well, it doesn't matter if I do it. It's beside the point. It's absolutely
ask something
irrelevant
about
which thing
this
I do
card?
because
So I'm
I've
gonna-
got to just spend the.
Build a large shipyard.
Make a boat.
I can't make a boat because I haven't got
Yeah,
can't
so you
get
can
one
flip it
more
over.
money.
Can I flip it over?
Yeah, you can flip it over to build an income boat if you
Four
if you
things.
can pay for it.
Oh, I can spend 4 things.
If
for
I can
one
pay
money.
for
Yeah.
it. Right, which I can't.
Never mind.
But then I won't have the 2. There's 2 wood. Oh yeah, look,
Oh, this is
here we go.
perform the actions.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of interesting though.
1. Two, 3, 4. Gives
That's
me 1
4.
money.
That's already 4.
That's already 4.
That's already 4.
So you could just spend
So I
that.
could just spend that for 1 money.
Yeah, that's 4 cubes is 1 money. Okay.
So if I do go there, I'll have that back.
Yeah.
Where was that? That was over there somewhere.
Build a boat.
Build a boat. I don't really care too much about the boat. It's just that I wanted to do something because I'm only doing this just so I can spend them to
Yeah.
put the thing on the board.
Okay.
Right. So I build a boat, which I don't know, makes a lot of difference.
That's a helm point.
Gives me a helm point, so I go there,
Yeah, and then use
and then I use
a boat that is in play somewhere.
a boat that is in play to
Basically
get
anything. Yeah.
1 money.
Okay.
Because the whole point was to do that,
I'm gonna rob
to do that,
Sorry, really.
to do that,
Apologies, people.
because then I've got
This is causing
the maximum score on this.
Okay, you're done.
Yeah,
You
Emily.
get another wood for placing.
I do get another wood for placing that. I don't know whether it's worth anything.
Are the decks confused now?
Decks.
I don't know. There was obviously some joke. Oh yeah, the decks
Oh
are
yeah,
confused.
they are.
Don't know what's happened there. Thank you. Well spotted.
Finally building.
So you pay yellow.
Pay yellow. A wood. A wood.
Okay.
Okay. And
It's 3.
3 and 3.
Oh yes, it's not even a gold as well.
Nope.
Is it?
Just 3 stone, 3 wood.
3 stone,
for a
3
statue.
wood. For a statue that has to go up
Yeah,
here.
which gets you 1 helm point.
1 helm point,
Moves you there.
which means I take off.
Yeah,
Thank you.
which you can put on there and
Put
get
on
another helm
there.
point,
And I get another.
which is a logbook.
Thank you.
I've given Stephen a goal. I'm going to go here. So I jump forward 3 on there.
3 lovely cartographer points.
Yep, and then take. It's an either or, isn't it?
Yeah, money or a cube.
I take a food, and then pay 3.
don't worry about it. Is that 5 of anything? Is
Yeah.
it worth a point?
5 stuff.
Yeah, I got exactly 10.
Right.
Place three.
Well organised.
Yeah, I'm sure I planned that.
Pasture here, which gets me.
That costs you 3
That one.
cartography points.
I'm doing the 3
Oh
cards.
no, I won't have exactly 10 because I got to spend the food.
1, 2, 3,
Oh, that's true.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I would have
Step
found
fair.
that there.
And I guess I'll just move that to there and take 2 coins.
Rob's board here.
It's not quite as dramatic graphically.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Anybody else got any other actions to do? So we are done.
Right.
We do phase C.
Okay.
So feeding people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1,
1.
2, 3, 4,
Two.
5, 6. So I go forward 1 on that track, please, Paul.
This one.
Yep.
So you get a logbook.
I give Stephen a
Something.
resource.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Take a logbook. Said logbook is a coin and a food.
Could I?
A coin and a food.
Coin and a food.
So did you feed all your people?
No. Could I have an anchor, please?
Stick it under one of your ships. That ship can't move. Or stick it under Rob's ship while he's not there. I'll be fine.
You won't be
Right.
surprised.
So everybody's done their feeding.
Yep.
Yes.
Refreshing, which I don't think you need to do at the end of the game.
There's no. Yeah. Can we use it straight away again?
Oh, you can actually, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll refresh that and then do that for 1 coin.
Yeah. Use it
And
to
then
get 2,
Use to get 2 coins.
and then put the 2 back up in your thing. Yeah, okay.
But
Statue movement. How many statues you've got?
2.
Get that many
please.
movement points.
So, can you drop me on 2? So that's 2 resources of my choice.
Well, a food, and then either a wood or a stone. It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
I'm at capacity, so I'll just take food.
Okay, and then a cartographer point.
Boom.
Okay, so has everybody done their statue movement?
Yes.
Rob, you now get an extra movement.
Just keep going on that side. It doesn't matter, does it? So
Marketplace clears,
done.
and end of game. Right. We are all done. It's time to get the scorepad out. Has anybody got a pen? Handy?
Not on me.
Brilliant. Yeah, Rob, if you can get us a pen.
Where do you hide them?
Might have to pop downstairs.
Pencil here.
Pencil. There we go. That'll do. Thank you all. Right, so blue is Emily. Looks like I've written Gimli. Red is Rob. Yellow is Paul. And black is Stephen. Okay, so first of all, logbook tokens. How many you got? 2.
2.
So 10 points. Rob?
3.
15. Paul?
2.
10. Stephen?
2, please.
10. Right, number of spaces that each of your ships
Has passed the logbook.
has
token,
passed
I
the
think.
logbook token. Matthias is saying only resources stored are worth points. Yes. Oh.
Oh.
Ah.
So points, these are not worth points. Right, so everybody move your
Move
resources that you've got into storage. Thank you for that. I didn't realise that. I think we played wrong when we did it yesterday. Yeah, I think we did.
Just 1.
So 1 for Emily. Rob?
3.
3. Paul?
3.
3. Stephen?
1.
One.
This is the ship movement.
Yeah. Total ships added
Beyond.
together.
Beyond the logbook.
Yeah.
They're on here separately, but I'll do them all as well.
Rob's 1.
Right. How much is this worth?
I've got 4 out of 5.
You got 4 crates. That's 5 points.
Thank you.
How much is this worth?
8 points.
8 points.
Not bad.
Wow. I've done it in the wrong
Oh,
way.
you did the
Oh,
first
you had
one.
one Mahoosive forest, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right.
Two.
Anybody got any buildings with flags on?
No.
Right.
No.
Okay, so all of your stuff that you've got in storage and your cartographer points and your landscape tiles, but not your islet tile, added together, divide by 5, round down.
1.
8. 9.
1 for Emily.
So just to check, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Yeah,
and these don't, you say.
They-
so
they don't.
9. So
So 9.
1.
1 point.
So 1 point for Rob. Stephen?
1 for me.
1.
11, so 2 points.
2. Anchors.
1 for me.
Nobody else got 1?
Well, I had loads, but you know.
Right. So
How did you-
12 points, Emily. Rob T. 24.
I think I'm one behind him.
Paul L. 10, 13, 21, 23.
Because
Yeah.
And Stephen,
we're
11.
almost equal, but I had one more logbook than you. We
Yeah.
moved the same distance. You got
Yeah.
more points than me on that one, and one more point
Yeah.
on them. So nicely played.
So Rob T wins with 24,
Excellent.
Paul L with 23, and then Emily with 12, and Stephen with 11.
That's
So-
right. You've now seen someone get 5 anchor points. And
There you
still
go,
win the
5
game.
anchor points and still won the game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, two within 1 point of each other are here,
Yeah.
and then 2 here.
Yeah.
There you go. We're going to have a little bit of a round the table discussion. This is a commissioned video for me, so I can't really give my personal opinion and say this is an absolutely fantastic game and I loved it and I can't wait to play again. So I'm not going to say that.
Whereas your masters to stay for the rest of the night so you can play again.
So one at a time, starting with Rob.
Okay. Well, clearly I won the game, ergo it's a perfectly designed and balanced game, based only on skill. No, really just the sort of complexity of game I like. It took me a little while to get my head around it at the start.
That was due to the bad teach.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
you know, listening to Paul trying to teach a game is sort of like, but it's the having to plan one turn, what's going to happen the next turn, the interactions, and making sure you're getting. Well, the thing I got hit most badly with was not planning the food in one of the earlier turns. That stalled me out by 5 points, but I was prepared to take the hit because by doing it, I had a lot more power in my ability pool. So in general, yeah, I really like it. Really solid, nice level of complexity, and lots of different ways of trying to win. I mean, I didn't touch boats at all, but I
Yeah.
absolutely dominated that.
Yeah.
So
So tell us about your island. What were you planning to do? Because you seem to be spreading quickly early on.
Yes.
that wasn't. I went sort of low level spread. I was trying to get that filled out. I ended up locking myself out annoyingly. I didn't get one more of these down when I could have done because I'd been locked out of the statue. So I went for an early level spread and then was thinking about building up from there.
So why couldn't you place that one?
Because I didn't have a free coastal slot.
Oh right, I see what you mean.
I built myself into a corner, so I lost out on free stuff.
Right, okay. So you ended up with only 2 small buildings in the game at fairly low levels. But as you say, you built no boats whatsoever, no income boats.
Yeah.
But you did do 4 of the cargo ships.
The boats were the buildings were the initial because I wanted to get more workers out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So it was that, and then when I managed to draw this card with the first building, they got me a discount on the harbour.
Yeah.
Then
That led into that.
That led into that. You know,
Yeah.
so getting them cheaper.
And if we look at the difference in the victory points, you 2 got an extra worker earlier,
yeah.
and I think that helped.
Yeah. I think in any of these games where you're limited to your actions.
Because I went a different route to get my early one than you. I went boats to get
You
it.
went boats.
Yeah. So Paul,
I
go on.
I didn't go boats because you did. You
Yeah.
hadn't gone boats. I was going to go
Yeah.
boats, but
Yeah.
you went boats or went buildings
Yeah.
instead
Right.
to avoid smacking into
So
each
Paul,
other.
what did you think?
Yeah, I loved it.
Okay.
I always struggle with things where you're doing stuff in 3D. So I will always probably struggle with this,
Right.
but I'd still play it a lot. I really liked it. Yeah, I deliberately tried to do things so I knew what I was going to get out here, which is why I was going for this, which actually makes it kind of hard to build up if you're trying to build a large contiguous area.
So from the start of the game, you saw this.
Well, probably from the second end of the second round.
Okay, and you
I
decided
thought-
you were going to go for it.
I mean, originally I thought no one else was doing boats, and I'd go for that one. And then I realised it was going to be really hard to get 5 boats. That was
Yeah.
probably easier to do.
Okay.
Slightly.
Okay.
Probably not that much easier as I thought, but yeah. So that's what I kind of did. I messed up because I couldn't go on there again, and I didn't have my square worker.
Right.
So I was messed up on getting my statues built, which was going to be my second one.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to wait another round each time before, because that basically you've got to go there to take the thing off the board, and then you've got to go there again to take the statue, to build the statue. So it took me an extra round
Yeah.
that I hadn't allowed for, because I suddenly realised, I can't do that until I get the extra worker, the
Yeah.
square worker, and I can't get the square worker until I've built the other statue.
Yeah. Nobody went heavily into building statues, did they?
I got 2 out.
Yeah.
So I got a
And
decent
you
I
can
got
get
2
5.
I got 2 out quite early, so I got a
Yeah.
decent amount of points in them in the end.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Emily.
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Okay.
I
You
got
play
a bit
again?
carried away with buildings.
Yeah. It does look very nice though.
I do wish I'd gone a bit more into the statues, so I could have got another person to be able to do the.
Yeah. Not doing those, I think,
Those
is a big
ones.
problem.
But
These milestones here. Yeah, the trick is this is the only way you get extra workers.
yeah,
Is with the milestones. So you kind of want to do,
you have to
Got to
split
figure out which
your,
one you're going to do.
or which one you're
options a
not
bit
going to
more.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But what is it? 2 crates, 2 boats, 2 statues, and 2 buildings.
Yes.
You want to be doing 3 of
You
those things.
cannot get out a second worker until turn 2 at the earliest because you
Yeah.
can't duplicate the actions.
Yeah.
no, that was the bit that because I could have built 2 statues, but it would have been in one in the last turn,
Yeah.
so I couldn't do that.
Yeah. Cool. But you enjoyed the game?
Yeah.
Okay. Stephen?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, now I have some idea what to do. So I want to play it again.
Well, we're about to.
Oh, that's right.
That's
sorry,
what we're
yes.
going to do.
So I'm so excited about that. But yes. I mean, it's essentially we have to kind of chain together resources. So, and think about which combination. So, for example, I found myself with wood and cloth, and there's nothing you can do with that combination.
Right. Okay.
There's no points for making flags. Which I guess the
No.
only thing you could build with wood and cloth. So it's important not
huge
to.
amounts of tents with that.
Yes. So
Now
it's
there is one thing you did right at the end of the game, and if Oda or Matthias is still in the chat, let me know if this is legal. Because if you overpay, you don't get change.
No.
So at the end of the game, in the last turn, you removed a cloth that was worth 3 and a cloth that was worth 1 for 4 cloth to get 2 money.
Oh, I see.
And I don't know if that's legal.
Yeah, it might
I
not.
don't know if it's 2
that sounds
separate
legal.
actions.
I would assume that was
Okay.
completely legal because it's 4
Well,
cloth.
I'm asking in the chat, is this 2 separate actions, and therefore you have to spend 2 cloth to get a money? Full stop. Pause.
Oh, I see what- I
right,
see
I
what
see.
you're
Two cloth to get
saying,
the money.
Yeah.
So let me know in the chat. I let you do it because we were nearing the end of the game.
Yeah.
But I want to know that. Is it 2 separate actions to do that?
Yeah, certainly could be.
But you're right. You got yourself into a bit of a tiz here with your storage.
Yes.
And that's the timing rules of
Yeah.
when you can move things from here to here.
Yeah, so I only kind of realised that once it affected me.
And you said you had enough to build the fortress, but you didn't.
Because I had already spent the stuff. So if I had gotten some more stone through cartographer points,
Yeah.
I could have so some more wood. I had enough stone, I had enough cloth, I had enough gold, and I could have potentially built the fortress. But I don't think it would have made that much difference because I ended up getting the same number of helm points anyway.
Okay. But it would have been cool because I've never
Yeah,
seen
I was
one.
gonna
It would have
say.
been nice.
rebuilt.
It would have been
Cool.
nice. But yes, I think what the sort of cautionary tale is that the importance of picking a strategy and.
Okay.
I built a boat
A boat,
and some buildings.
not 2.
There you are.
You needed to
Cloth
build
gives
2.
you access to income boats.
Yeah, and Matthias is saying it is legal. You can combine any number of cloth to exchange into coins at once. There you go. Thank you very much.
That's good.
So it was fine. I just wanted to check that.
Wooden cloth.
Wooden cloth gives you access to income boats.
Oh.
Wooden cloth.
They cost-
Well, because the
cost
cloth
money.
converts to coins,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
okay.
see.
Okay,
Which
so-
is what I was doing.
Yeah.
which is what you were doing.
Ah.
So the
Yeah.
game I played yesterday, me and Dan never used any of these actions ever.
Yeah.
And then you used one right at the start of the game.
Yeah, and I used one every time I built a boat
I got a
Because
lot.
you had
Four.
the cloth.
because I had the cloth and I got 4 boats built.
Yeah.
I got an impressive amount of use out of these actually.
You
That's
did?
Yeah. If I wanted to get the fort out, it would have been even more effective. But
So yeah, I mean 1 coin to refresh one, and which you were refreshing the 2 coins.
yeah, a couple of times.
It was
today.
basically an extra 1 money.
Yeah.
Gives you my money. Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I added 1 crate. So 1 crate, 1 boat.
Yeah, you
You
needed
needed to pick one of those.
you needed to pick
I
one
don't
of
think
them.
I would ever not build buildings again because the building cards seem to be an advantage.
Yeah,
I
but
know
you got
I-
23 points.
I did get 23
The
points.
drawback
not
of
building buildings.
Yeah, I know.
The
Yeah.
drawback of the buildings, as it were, is they taking up space in the map, whereas the ships don't.
This is true.
And they're income.
Yes,
whereas
this is
they're-
true. I
yeah,
haven't
so
thought about that.
They're all
Yeah.
positives.
Yeah,
But yeah, I got these locked down really early on. That was it. You know, tough.
Yeah.
They're dead.
yeah.
Which their settlements, which is a source of cloth, but you still seem to do that okay.
Yeah, but I was focusing on that. But I had more settlements going up, but that meant I didn't have.
Oh, because
Like
settlements
other
can be
reasons.
built on anything.
Yeah, settlements
you
are
get-
relatively easy
you
to
get the
place.
cloth.
I could always reset the settlements,
Yeah.
but it was keeping the gold up that was the trick. I was using my discounts for the gold, not the cloth.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So we're all done. As I mentioned at the start, thank you very much to Frosted Games and Capstone Games for sponsoring this, but a massive thank you to all of my Patreon supporters for a lot of the content that I produce. All of the streams today, well, the first 2 streams today were not sponsored. So yeah, if you like the content that I make, consider supporting me on Slack, on Patreon. Supporting me on Patreon gets you access to a whole host of things. There's a Slack channel, whole host of lively discussion going on there. You can enter a contest to win a copy of Maracaibo at the end of this month. What else does it get you? Stuff. You get to chat to me on a daily basis.
Gets you priority access to grid content.
Priority access to grid
which are in great demand now. Nobody can get them.
Which are in very great demand. Right, yeah, so thank you very much to everybody in the chat. Thank you very much for taking part. What was legal?
What Stephen did.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, we said
yeah.
that. Okay. Yeah. What's coming up next week? More streams. 5, I think, next week. Yeah, I think we're doing 1 on Wednesday.
Truth and Justice has got
Oh,
a question
no.
mark against it.
No, actually, we're doing 7 next week. Yeah. I
Two-
think we're doing 3 on Wednesday.
I'm doing 2 on Wednesday, and we're doing
Arkham Horror.
in the evening.
Yeah. So if you didn't think I've put out enough content this week, next week I'm doing 7 live streams. 3 on the Wednesday, 3 on the Friday.
I have no idea what we're actually
Actually, it's going to be 9 because I'm doing 2 solo playthroughs during the week as well.
We're doing one on Saturday as well.
I'm doing Mage Night
Mage
on
on
Saturday.
Saturday.
It's going to be a busy week. It's going to be a very, very busy week. Anyway, thank you very much to Matthias for joining in the chat and being my safety net. Made a couple of slip-ups on the rules, just things that needed clarification. So
nothing major.
Nothing major.
No.
Thank you very much for that. And thank you very much to Oda for all of your hard work in designing this game. I know how much work goes into designing these games, and
Well, that's the best game I've played out of this year's Essen so far.
there you go.
Much
Yeah.
preferred it to Maracaibo.
Right, okay. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, thank you very much for everybody taking part in the chat. Thank you very much to everybody who's watching this afterwards. Right, let's get it set up and play again.
Fantastic. Right.
I'll see you later on.
Let's play
Cheers all.
seriously now.
Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.